a lot. Each series win, gets you EPT points and $3,500 in cash money. So that's a big deal. Can you imagine, Winter? You win 2 games of Dota 2, you get $3,500. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, back in the day, we were playing for peanuts.
Yeah. I think nowadays, even if you told the team they win $3,500, they're going to complain. They're going to be like, that's nothing.
That's my rent.
The standards have gone to an all-time high these days. They don't make them like they used to back then. The pro players are getting paid a ton. Last I heard. Big money. You gotta get there though. You gotta make it to tier 1. And DreamLeague's a good place to start for teams like OneWin. DreamLeague's also a good place to start for teams like Nigma Galaxy, who have a lot of former glory to reclaim.
Oh no.
Is he dead? Okay. Surrounded on all fronts. Body blocked. Sweden strong. Excellently done. And the last hit. Find it with his own illusions. Very, very nice setup there.
Yeah, there's the power of the SD placenta. Easy setup for the stun, and the illusion serves as damage/blocking purposes. I mean, this is also why you feared the SF, or why you didn't really like the SF on the side lane, right? It's so easy to kill. Like one wrong position, you just die.
And dying to a Shadow Demon Warlock combination, yeah, I feel like usually, which, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be real kind of range creepy for that to happen, and unfortunately, that's what Shadow Fiend is in the early stages. Hopefully, you can sort of regain that advantage in the lane. It is the partnership that you talked about, that Naga Siren and Shadow Fiend. That's what Nigma Galaxy have chosen to bank their first game on. Don't really know if I'm a biggest fan of it, just because it is strong, but is it strong enough to win them the game? That's the question.
That's the question that we are going to find out together, Mike.
Wonderful.
No predictions, just enjoying the movie together.
Indeed. Can't be looking up the plot or looking up the script halfway. You gotta see how it all plays out here.
Do you know who wrote the script?
I don't know. The script writers of DreamLeague, of course. This is a produced show, guys.
The best script writers in the world.
That's true.
Always with the best storylines, the best memes.
Yeah, they as soon as they start the DreamLeague script writing process, they're like, okay, so for the 5th season in a row, Liquid, you guys are gonna absolutely shit the bed. Insane size, man. This shit sucks. Yeah, get us out of here. It's like some sort of a deal with the devil as TA2000 top lane getting run down. Nice blood grenade from GH to keep Sweden Strong at bay. So no more shadow poisons. And GH actually laying the blades into Sweden Strong. Last auto attack, couldn't find it. The tower regen and armor helping him out a ton there. Bloodied and bruised, but not out just yet as TA2000 should be able to continue farming.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely getting pressured a lot by this Centaur plus Shadow Demon. Centaur rarely pressures the carry, I tell you.
Yeah.
Like, you're oftentimes just happy to get your levels and farm. This is like a dream lane, you know, for Centaur.
Indeed. Sumail pulling Squadex into the tower, but there's a full creep wave there, so he's not going to tank any auto attacks. Even if he did, he could just jaunt and get so much regen back from the Puckish. We were talking about Triple S, right? Being sort of the standout, solid offlaner. Seems to be the trend for a lot of these tier 2, tier 1.5 teams, where their offlaner just is an absolute beast and sometimes has to be the one carrying the game from the brink.
And that's how you have to play in pubs, you know. I think as an offlaner in pubs, you kind of have to be the carry in a lot of your games. I think that's
ATF
like,
mode.
Yeah, I think that's like an environment that forces you to play greedy to win your games. I mean, if you look at a lot of like the young off-lane players, right, you rarely get to see like the 33 kind, you know, or ace type, you know, like the auras, the team-based type of off-laners. Yeah. They're always the ones that look like ATF.
That's true. I mean, a whole generation of pub players were raised off of ATF performances, so no surprises there, right?
I mean, it's not,
the game
it's not
also
just about him, it's just the way you have to play in pubs to win, you know?
Yeah.
You try buying auras in pubs as an offlaner, and you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. And I'm not even an offlane player. It's just rough. It feels like
you're just a Venom player.
yeah.
The resident Venom player that buys auras. That's why you know.
You know what I need to do? I need to get on this Shadow Demon train. Everybody's on the Shadow Demon these days. Seems so strong.
Difficult hero to play, right? Very
It is, yeah.
mechanical.
You saying they're not suitable for a Venom player as well?
No, I mean it's just easy to grief your game. You know, I think SD, Winter Wyvern, those are like the two support heroes where you could easily get reported by your teammates a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
You don't want to be running around giving advice, telling people to play those heroes, you know.
Yeah, no, Lord, no.
But I
Quite
gotta agree,
early laning stage.
they are very, very fun to play if you get it in the right game or if you master those heroes.
But Wyvern and Shadow Demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nothing more satisfying than landing a crazy curse. Nice rotation by Omar up to the top lane, but a heads-up banish, keeping the core away. So no razors. A bit like Sweden Strong should still be run down, though he's going to disseminate himself, get a bit of that HP through the promulgate, but it's not going to be enough. Only level 1, not able to create the distance. Nice rotation there from the Hoodwink.
I mean, this is the nice thing about having a Lycan off lane. You give him some levels, he doesn't really need you anymore, and then you can just run around and gank.
I mean, also, it's into a Warlock, right? So even more, he won't get pressured.
I mean, CS-wise, he's not really exactly doing well.
And not too bad, like 4 CS behind the carry, and there's a wave pushing in. It's
Yeah,
vibes.
I guess. Can't expect everything to go perfectly.
I'm just a bit concerned for this Lycan because I understand the whole mechanic of the ghost push and, you know, controlling the map, information and all that stuff, but I just feel like this is not really a game where the Lycan actually threatens any of the 3 cores. Like,
Yeah,
all
but
3 cores just like
Lycans
dip.
are not to counter the cores. Lycans are to counter the supports. If you're an SD and Warlock and there's a big bad wolf with his helm creep coming in, what do? You just die.
You could do a little, you cry a little bit, I think.
You cry. There's no time to cry.
Oh, you're already dead, and you can't even see the tears fall from your face,
You
unfortunately.
can only hope that you have already played the early game well enough so you can afford that green scepter, you know? Because if you don't do that, 10 minutes later, the wolf has nullifier.
Yeah, real rough. Nice little pull in and nice bit of damage. Tier 2000 feels like the lane has stabilized somewhat for him and he's starting to ramp up in terms of farm. Earlier on we saw Sumail as well, able to find a kill onto Rain in the mid lane, who came by, tried to help his mid laner secure the rune. Unsuccessful, unfortunately. You gotta be careful about these triangle stacks. They're starting to get built up, but I think Nigma Galaxy, they spotted those out, so there'll be an invasion of that area very shortly. But now it's minute 7, Wisdom Shrines and no invasion of any sort. Everyone's just playing it chill.
Yeah, good silence there from the puck. Just getting out of the bushwhack's way. I mean, both sides are just very, very keen in just creating stacks, just focusing on their own levels and items. Not much really going on, you know, until they have level 6 on their supports. I would say both sides actually have very important level 6s on their supports, you know, except for the Holding. All the Naga, SD, well, they're all very level dependent heroes.
Yeah. I mean, if they get their level 6s on time, you can really just counter at each other, right? You drop a golem, instant song, right? Same kind of situation with the Shadow Demon. Suddenly, the Purge just unlocks all the kills. You run up there, you hit the Shadow Fiend with that, you don't die. Nice big hard cam stack cleared out by the Centaur. That's some nice net worth his way. Closer and closer to the Helm Dom, which is going to be the timing for both the offlaners. Ooh, uh-oh. Triple S. Top lane. Thought he was going to get run down there, but still should be fine. Meanwhile, in the mid, easy Astral Step away from Sumail. There'll be a shield rune for him in the bot side, so pretty lucky there for the Void Spirit.
I mean, bot lane, there's some casual focus fire on the Helm creep. Green Ranger just running and chasing the Helm creep, the Centaur, with the focus fire. She knows she can't kill the Lycan, so she's killing the creeps.
Yeah, that's true. A bit too much armor. Up to 14 armor when he's near the tower, it's just not going to happen. I saw a Stampede being committed. I guess that's just to evacuate on the puck and the supports. Meanwhile,
I mean,
top lane,
Sweden
Sweden
trouble.
Strong. Yeah, he's being run down here. Nice little body blocks, or attempted body blocks. GH is there. Last auto attack, finds it. Again, GH.
I mean, why is GH
proving to
getting
be
all
a
the
problem.
kills on top?
I mean, he's the superstar, right? We talked about
SF has 0 kills.
As SF is top of the net worth, can't complain about that.
Oh yeah, he can complain about that. Just because
that's
he's top level doesn't mean his supports get to get all the last hit.
Hey, he's the new kid on the block, okay?
Have you
GH, the
ever
big boss, is
ran
back.
into a carrier that says, "Oh, it's okay, I have a lot of last hits, you can have all the kills. I don't mind."
No one's gonna say that, but I feel like it's a big red flag if my carry starts talking about KS. You know, I'm like, what are we in 2013? What is this attempt? The bushwhack completely off the mark. They just want to commit onto Rain, it seems like, before he hits that level 6. Nice little shackle. Rain. He doesn't have the mana for the golem, even if he pops the Black Grimoire. That Wild Wing should just be able to chase him down, and Noob might lose his creep for it. And his boots, while he's at it, a bit awkward. Doesn't have mana to
focus
TP out
fire
just yet.
totally did nothing to the Lycan.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Uh-oh, tier 2000. Being spotted out here. But just in time, look at who's come through the twin gates to potentially bail the carry out. GH is here. Gonna use the Requiem, thinking about it. Taking quite a bit of damage, gotta be careful. The creep's doing quite a bit of damage. TA 2000's gonna turn around, raise it down. He'll be fine, and now Oma through the twin gates as well. Looks like Sweden strong, he's overplayed just a bit. Centaur didn't commit the Stampede up until this point, helping his poor support get out, and Song Force now as well. GH is gonna hold them at bay, and no further follow-up. Nice try with the shackle. Sumail's around the corner, you gotta be careful. Void Spirit's looking for a target. Nigma Galaxy still keen on defending this tower and maybe trying to fight.
There's still a rock.
There is in fact a rock. Drop it right on top of Sumail's head. He needs a bailout now. Astral step, easy. Disengage. I don't know if you can defend this though. I mean, Noom's not really in a position to join this fight. No shapeshift.
The rock just died there. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward.
Yeah, they couldn't really combine the rock with the Centaur stun. They needed both stuns to land.
Trying to eliminate this catapult creep, but OneWin are doing an excellent job of keeping it up and running. And the wave clear is limited from Nigma Galaxy. Looks like they have to give this position up. On to the SF, the stomp is there. You got to wonder, Nigma, was it right to stick around? The answer seems to be no, as GH will be the follow-up kill. Trying to defend a location they had no business being around. That will net them another kill. Munkushi will be the one to claim that one.
Yeah, that was rather strange. They don't have Song. They don't have backup. Lycan doesn't seem like he's interested to join the fights. He has no TP.
Mana.
Yeah, no mana, no TP. Like, why are they even in that area, you know? I mean, I can understand if GH stays there to just try to delay things, but why is TA 2000 standing around the area, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense, and that leads to TA 2000 going down for what feels like no good reason. Kind of been a theme for the player on this team so far. Silence,
Mid
coil.
lane, two-man coil.
Nice catch there. Big stick though, Oma. Still trying to juke around, but the coil, it won't break, but the orb will find him. And Sumail can do nothing to defend his core. Rather, his support, sorry. Looks like that's shapeshift pop. Trying to find the park, but the Stampede to disengage. It's just too easy for OneWin to bounce on out of there.
Lycan Wolf use as well. So, OneWin. Maybe they can try to use this timing once they get resetted, get back their mana. Feels like they have to kind of play in one area, you know, one of the side lanes. They have to try to secure one side, because right now the map is rather small. Nigma has a much bigger area to farm. Well, that was a very, very nice catch on the park there. Oma starting with the bushwhack, with the Acorn shot, catching him from the fog. And Sumail just followed up nicely. Well played.
Didn't get to see
Big,
that one,
big
but
kill.
good kill, as you mentioned. Kind of catching, I want to say, Squadix sleeping there. Didn't really expect Nigma to be looking for these moves. I feel like Munkushi has spent more time hitting this Helm Dom creep than anything else in the game. And it's like this weird, like, back and forth. He's been beating into this center for a while now. But Noob just can very easily dominate another. So what's the plan here? Are Nigma Galaxy going to be looking for action? Actually, honestly, is any team going to be looking for action, or are they all just chill farming it up and trading?
OneWin is looking for action. They know they're really strong right now. They're looking for the 40-minute shrines. They're trying to steal it. Shadow Demon is smoked up at his center.
Oh dear. GH is not in position. He's gone to try and steal away the other shrine on the opposing side of the map. He'll be successful in doing so, so it ends up being a 1-for-1, and Nigma Galaxy able to dodge any sort of engagement. Do Nigma Galaxy just not want to fight now? Are they not ready?
No, they're not. They need more items on the SF. I think BKB is a very, very crucial item for the SF here. Without it, you don't really feel comfortable coming to the fights.
They seem to disagree though. Golem onto Sumail. They spotted him with a nicely placed sentry, and that is going to be a Void Spirit in a lot of trouble. Not dead just yet.
Oh,
Saved
can they
by
get the
song.
pop?
The setup is there, but the center on the backline jumps through and finds the kill. Sweden Strong now being chased down by Noob, but a beautiful shackle shot holding back the Wolf and his friends. Just like that, a clean extraction. Sweden Strong able to get healed up now. And it really is just Triple S catching them completely by surprise. GH, he went forward with the song hoping to catch more, but that left Sumail completely exposed to the Centaur.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice call to start things off with. I mean, they're kind of like trying to fight, but I do feel like One Wing is definitely way stronger when they have all the ultimates with the Rock, the Stampede, and the Call. You can see that it's so difficult for Nigma Galaxy to fight. Yeah, maybe you can get a better Requiem there. They kind of mistime the Requiem after the Naga song, but it's still very, very difficult for them to go in, to fight against this massive team fight. Like the Call into the Rock plus Fatal Bonds is so difficult for them to go into.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is also very nicely placed wards by the side of One Win, spotting Sumail, popping that invis, and catching him on the sentry. They just completely ruined his day before he was even able to pop a single spell. He had to use everything defensively. Still goes down in the end.
Mike? I think they need the Lycan to kind of create some sort of distraction. He needs to deal with the Shadow Demon and Warlock.
Yeah.
Kind of try to break their formation in a way. Go from behind, force them to run because they have to run once they see the Wolf come in. And then try to take a very, very scrappy fight, right? So, and you only use Song if you have to protect the SF. You try not to use Song to... I guess he was using Song to protect Sumail there in the last engagement.
This was a bit of miscommunication, and I think they just didn't see Triple S come in from the right side. Like, really heads-up play from the Centaur more than anything, because by all stretches of imagination, you would have assumed all the way past the Tier 1, closer to the Tier 2, your Void Spirit's out of trouble, right? He's home free. I think just really well played from the Centaur. He didn't even have Blink in that scenario, so he just found a path to catch him off guard. Speaking of the Centaur, of course, I've just cursed him. Sweden Strong has a disruption available. Will still be able to stampede away if needed, not going to use it, saving the ultimate. Trying for a Requiem, fearing the puck away. It's not too bad as that will allow Sumail to perhaps jump away. Silence for now. You throw the coil out though. Where's the backup? Coming through with a bushwhack, catching two, but Squadix dodging it and gets the kill. Great execution from One Win as they're still dancing around. No ultimates left.
Very nice kiting. I mean, the Centaur is such a difficult target to kill, and now he has his Crimson Guard. And that is going to counteract a lot of the damage coming out from Lycan. And it's very important to get Crimson for your supports, right? Because your supports are running away from the Lycan, and with Crimson, you can actually allow them to survive.
Yeah. Big Golem. On to Omar in the mid lane just to secure that. You can kind of get the feeling that Rain just wants to use it and maybe pressure some objectives.
Yeah, bro, every Warlock will tell you the same thing. If I don't use it, I don't feel good. If
That's
it's
true.
ready, just sitting there, not doing anything, I want to just drop it and farm a stack.
He's not doing shit with it right now though. It's just kind of chilling in the mid lane.
He already got a kill, so he already has an excuse to drop it.
Okay. Well, maybe this opens up an opportunity for Nigma Galaxy, because ever since Sumail has gotten this Spirit Vessel, he has just farmed charges on it by dying. Not exactly by finding kills. Not really what you want to see. A bit of a rough start for him, 0-2 and 2. Honestly, a bit of a rough start for Nigma Galaxy as a whole, but they aren't falling behind on the net worth, right? They're still farming. It's just the tempo of the game. It doesn't feel like the map is theirs to control anymore.
Yeah. And because Sumail is not exactly very, very fat, like this Aghanim's timing is... I don't know if it's going to be a threat to the puck anymore.
I mean, the puck's got to finish a full Parasma before you even start building your
if he
items.
buys the shot now, it means that the axe is going to come so late.
Still got to build it eventually though, but the items starting to come out on the One Win team. You got the Solar Crest along with the Crimson, potentially. And that just fortifies the support even more, nullifying your Lycan's ability to make an impact.
Sumail?
I'm watching Rain getting killed right now. That Warlock is going to go down, but Sumail is the much bigger target. The Song Locks down the puck, but where's
they
your
get it
follow-up?
right this
Try
time.
for the Requiem. Gotta get the timing perfect. Pull it back in. Squadix able to dodge away. Sweden Strong not quite as lucky, but you needed a bigger kill than that.
Yeah, once again, don't think you should be able to get the phase shift off if the timing is perfect there. So probably mistime it again, from TA2000. Doesn't seem like he's too familiar with this Naga plus SF combination.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing, right? Because I feel like for a team that is trying to straighten out their safe lane, you'd think, let's give this guy a signature hero. Let's try and get him on a Templar Assassin, or maybe even a Terrorblade, right? These are the things that TA2000 is known for, but then you kind of put him on this SF that I don't think he's really had any career highlights on. Maybe he's practiced it in private, but it just hasn't really looked too impressive just yet. Credit where credit is due, he's still top of the CS and net worth, but just, it's not an easy hero to execute. There's a reason why we're seeing teams stay away from it.
And with GH, she always likes this type of combination heroes. Like he's famous for his IO +1, his Keeper of the Light +1.
Yeah.
And now we have this Naga +1, I think he's just the type of player that really likes to play with specific combinations in the game.
Yeah. It's just, it makes things a lot more straightforward, right? When the plan already writes itself. Unfortunately,
Yeah, and you
does
remember
take
our
practice.
conversation earlier about Rain, where we are saying that when you play position 5, you kind of want to enable the carries playstyle, but it feels like in Nigma here, I think it feels like TA2000 is kind of trying to fit into GH's playstyle.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. That's a really good point, actually. And then on the flip side, you have this Wind Ranger Warlock that doesn't really need to play off each other. It's not this crazy combo, right? But Rain, in playing this Warlock, he secured the Wind Ranger's lane. She's still doing good on farm. And all he really has to do, not saying it's easy by any stretch of the imagination, but you can kind of very easily combine a Warlock with the rest of the team, right? It doesn't take years and years of practice. You just say, I'm casting Rock now. You see the Fatal Bonds, everyone knows what's up. It's a lot more straightforward than this high execution Naga SF. I mean, even when Naga was a broken hero, even when SF was a bit more busted on the carry, it never was a free win. It still takes a lot of practice. I feel like Nigma Galaxy, they put themselves in this type of situation where they need a pretty high level of execution to make this draft work, and it hasn't really matched up to that just yet.
Yeah, they do still have a lot of opportunities in the game, they're not in a very bad position or anything. Lycan is going to have his nullifier. He actually already has his nullifier, so that's going to be a very big deal against the Wind Ranger. So she has to be very, very careful. And also the Crimson Guard, right? You have ways to remove it now.
Yeah.
This is a very, very big timing.
A one win. They seem to believe that this is a good timing for them as well, and why wouldn't you? Can't blame them. Parasma freshly picked up on puck at 22 minutes in the game. You're gonna go into a TA2000 BKB. All comes down to which one of these teams can execute better and probably secure the Roche for themselves. Let's see how it all plays out. Sumail on the front lines, leading the charge with some Wolves and Illusions, scouting out. Smoke's gonna break. Found Triple S. Again, not the target you can afford to go on. And he's just in the right place, right time again to foil the plans of Nigma.
Demonic Purge onto the creep, the Helm creep, but they still couldn't kill it. And both teams are just trying to poke and prod and figure out the best angle of approach, right? Not really committing with any big spells. They're just killing each other's Helm creep. What the hell am I watching?
There's a brutality right there. This is what you call a proxy war, You send little minions in to do the fighting for you, and then you pretend to be the good guy. No, I don't want any part. How dare you say I aggressed upon you?
Imagine if there's a hero that has a skill that can actually do that. You can summon something that the enemy doesn't know that it's not theirs,
Ooh, like a StarCraft 2 changeling type of thing. Wait, isn't that low-key Mischief?
Yeah, kinda. I was thinking that too, but but Mischief you can kind of tell because you have the name on top, like that.
I guess so.
Hero.
Did you see that? They just smoked over and absolutely murked that creep, and now they'll jump forward. Found 2 support. Nice bushwhack onto 2. Triple S, can he bail them out of this situation? Squadix able to jaunt away. Again, another poke and prod. and limited levels of lockdown from each of these teams, preventing them from chasing any further. You trade a Stampede for a Shapeshifter.
Yeah, I don't like how they're approaching the fights, like the angle. I think they need to try to send the Lycan in from behind. Like he needs to come in from a different angle so he splits up the formation. Because one win they want to play very, very closely next to each other so they don't get picked off. But at the same time, they're not forced to split up, you know. I think it's Noob's job to kind of try to split up the supports, especially the Shadow Demon and Warp.
Winter,
He's
hold that
supposed to
thought.
kill them.
There's a ward spotting out Sumail, farming this ancient stack. Could be trouble, no team around him, and that is a dead Void Spirit. One win will strike, and they are successful. Can go into the Roche Pit if they're feeling comfortable enough to do so.
Damn, how did this ward not get dewarded?
That's
I mean,
crazy.
they knew there was something up. They placed a sentry earlier, but they didn't find the ward.
It's a bit deeper than they expected.
Yeah, there's always like a rule that I always tell my players, you know, if you don't find the ward, don't assume there's no ward there. Just assume you didn't find it.
Like, you gotta trust your instincts in some cases, right? Because the whole reason why you're sentrying in the first place is because you recognize that the opponents are playing as if they have vision.
They
So you just have
came
to
in, right?
assume they do.
So they must have placed something there.
Exactly. And then even if they don't, it's always good to be careful. You want to be absolutely safe and kind of make sure you're covered. But look at the warding from One Win. It's just sublime. You have deep wards in each entrance from the mid lane to the jungle. Might even be able to catch Sumail again if he's not careful. Farming under some vision right now. The pings come through.
Yeah, he is so poor on the Void Spirit.
Yeah.
So
So
far
GH is
behind.
almost up to his... Oh, Munkushi.
That's the Nullifier doing its job.
Very nicely done.
Why did Sumail get the tip?
Probably because Sumail was a part of it. They're like, don't worry, little bro, you can farm. We'll take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Not really sure how that happened. Was it like...
Hey, if anything, Sumail should be tipping the Lycan.
Yeah, true. But now, no Wind Ranger for 25 seconds. Into the pit they go. K2000 got to start on it, but again, so many different ways for One Win to poke and prod and scout. Same situation for Nigma. The remnants are going to start coming out. Naga illusions as well, aplenty. Don't know whether they can commit for this. 10 more seconds until the Wind Ranger's back up. I don't think this is safe. It's back up.
You're gonna start to see the ghost push effect right now. See, all the lanes are pushed out for Nigma Galaxy side. And One Win, they're kind of forced into a very uncomfortable position, whether they retreat to defend or they have to just stay here and lose out on some farm, you know. But at least they do have the helm from the center to kind of defend one side. Like he needs to send, where is his script? He needs to send them to preferably the furthest lane, the bottom side.
Yeah. And that's where Noob is focusing his efforts for now. I feel like at this point in the game, most of the times you see the Lycans just casually pick up a shot to further ghost push some of these waves in, but he's fully focused on his items for the fight. Looking at the BKB nicks into the blink, he understands that now with the Nullifier, he very much has the ability to completely eliminate the Wind Ranger if she's not careful, so... I'm surprised though. I guess you need a follow-up stun within that period because Munkushi does have the BKB, so that can just shrug off the Nullifier as well.
Yeah, I actually don't really know about going BKB on Lycan. Yeah, I think he kind of doesn't need it.
Yeah, maybe he's like worried about the coil or the centaur stun or the shackles or something like that.
Yeah, but he's supposed to come from a different angle, right? You're not supposed to be approaching the fight from the front, so you don't have to worry about the part.
Yeah.
I'm sure it might give him security, but I don't know if it's what he needs to win the team fights.
Oh, GH.
GH?
What the hell was that? Spots out a puck and elects to blink up to the north. An easy catch for the side of One Win now. Maybe he was trying to go for the Wisdom Shrine. Play cute, but because of that, a bit of a uncharacteristic individual mistake there from GH might just have cost them the Roche.
Yeah, this is what I call a bad time to die. Indeed, but hang on a minute, Nigma is coming in. They don't care if they don't have a Naga.
That's a bit crazy. That Song has been such an important part. Wolf scouting now. Get control out onto Omar. Omar in some trouble, able to glimmer cape away. Roche is dropping low. You need to get in there. No one to steal it. Nice golem, keeping them at bay. Noob will still finish off the kill onto Sweden Strong and now looking for more. He able to blink away on the centaur. Tries the Tumbler's toy. Very cute stuff. Turn around for the stun. The Ghost. Noob is still on your tail. He's gonna chase you down with the Black Dragon. The crits come through. You might be tanky, but you can't outrun the Wolf. Not without your Stampede. And Nigma Galaxy, they'll lose the Roche, but they get a couple of kills. And for a fight without their Naga, I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah, they know that they're actually really, really strong with the BKB on SF. Even though the BKB Recom actually did nothing. Coral.
Get the catch onto Sumail. That'll be a huge kill. Nice Remnant to keep the auto attacks from coming through. And an easy slide away. Mukushi actually dropping so low. Has to pop the BKB, and Omar able to sharpshooter out of the pit, avoiding the orb.
Yeah, otherwise would have died there. All these hoodwing players having fun every single game I watch them. I gotta admit, right, this is probably like the hero that looks like every single player that plays them, or you're having a good game or you're having a bad game, you should still have a good amount of fun with every single spell that he has.
Yeah, just always useful, right? Like the bushwhacks, and you know,
It's
so
also the
satisfying to land.
repositioning, like hiding in the trees and then bouncing around with your sharpshooter. Escaping with sharpshooter is probably the best feeling ever.
I think Valve has done a really good job with a lot of these new heroes and just kind of giving them very fun aspects, right? Like I think all your Mars, all your Monkey King, your Pango, your Hoodwink, they all have such a unique, fun playstyle. Sweet and Strong. Get caught here. Nice little chain stun. Bada bing, bada boom. Oma snipes his head off.
There we go, the Lycan gets the shot.
There we go. That's what he was waiting for.
It is what I call a GPM shot, you know?
Indeed. Many such cases. Mukushi is really laying into this ancient creep. Get his ass.
Have you kept count? Like how many Helm of Dominator creeps
I think
has
he's
he
only killed
with
two.
Focus
He's
Fire?
only killed two. Some
Only
of the
two?
Yeah, some of the other times that he's tried, Noob has actually been able to juke him. So it's like the creeps under the tower. You don't really want to commit win run for it or whatnot. It's like early stage of the game.
And this is definitely not ideal for a carry Boon Ranger. 30 minutes in the game, you have 1 kill, 1 death, 3 assists. And 2 Helm of Dominator kills. I quote Mike here. I have no idea of the actual amount.
I could be lying to you.
Yeah, you could be. But I trust you fully, wholeheartedly, without question.
Wow. Well, things starting to come together at least a little bit here for Nigma. They have themselves a 5k gold lead, but as it stands, still in ages for one win. They haven't really been able to do much of it. Some pings coming through in the bot lane. Looks like there's an attempted setup here on triple S of some sort. Nigma starting to come over. I hear a shapeshift. I hear a setup. Omar there off the mark though with the bushwhack. Had all the time in the world to set that one up, but maybe, just maybe, was a bit too scared of that quick BKB response. Triple S gonna voice line them in return. That's a shapeshift used for no reason. Song as well doesn't even get the chance to open his mouth. GH sniped down, and Mukushi puts another kill on the board.
And now they should be able to force the tower as well, knowing that the Naga has no song, even when she responds.
It's
And
kind
that
of
was
weird
actually that was
Nag-
actually really, really good by Triple S. I think he kind of knew that something was coming there, because the way he was pushing out the wave, he was really like moving forward, backward, but forward, backward. He wasn't really like fully committing on the quick wave, you know.
Yeah. You talked about this yesterday, Winter, right? Like the difference between the elite pros and just kind of regular plebs like us, or even regular high MMR players. The type of movement you need to have in a coordinated game setting when you know that your opponents might be up to something. Suddenly you play around the tree lines a little bit more. Suddenly you kind of move a bit more unpredictably.
Yeah.
And that is what makes the difference. It literally saved Triple S there.
Yeah, definitely could have died there if he got caught by the bushwhack. Like it's sort of like second nature to all these players, right? They don't see anyone in the map, and instantly they have some self-defense system activated, right? They're playing a little bit safer.
Yeah.
They are trying to stay near the trees. They're trying to ghost push more, you know.
It's a good thing to be able to autopilot. It's something that a lot of people take
Yeah,
years
you know
to
how
learn.
that comes? Because they got killed at the same situation so many times, and they remember it.
That's muscle memory right there.
Yeah, it's always that one game, right, that you lose because of that stupid thing, that stupid greed that you have. You wanted to go and farm one more wave, and then you lose the game, and that kind of thing actually stays in your head for a long time.
Sure. And I mean, one win. We followed them for a long time now. They've lost plenty of games to try and learn from, so maybe these experiences starting to accumulate into something good up here. Against Nigma Galaxy, it's honestly been a lot closer of a game than I expected. I thought with the form that Nigma Galaxy were in yesterday, especially with GH, they'd be able to come out to a bit of a stronger start. But back and forth we go. Shapeshift being used by Noob to escape. He knows he's being spotted. They're not really sure what the plan is here from Nigma Galaxy. They've just kind of been poking around a little bit.
Yeah, they're just trying to find their pickoff, right? Initially, when I look at the lineups, I mentioned that they have a lot of ghost push. They're gonna play a lot around the map, looking for the silver pickoffs with their heroes. I think it's just that they're playing this sort of game, but the Hoodwink has a glimmer, you know. I mean, I can understand why he bought a glimmer. Here we go again.
Yeah, okay. The glimmer,
Bro,
disrespecter has long gone.
listen to me. So when you're with Naga, you want a position 4 that has items to help you catch.
Yeah. You'd like to, let me guess, you'd like to see something like an Atos, Yule, something like that. Or even a Hex, but...
Hex, actually. He needs a Hex this game.
Yeah.
But I don't know what would be your first item. Like, you don't want to rush Hex right away, so you need to have like one small item into Hex, you know.
How about the Glimmer? Glimmer sounds pretty good as he has the Hex queued up, okay? He's not having the richest time on this Hoodwink. It's a little bit rough. I think I can forgive him, but I completely agree with what you're saying. I think right now Nigma Galaxy are missing that instant initiation aspect or function that OneWin have pretty easily, right? They can jump in with the Coil, they can jump in with the Centaur, they can disrupt to set up and force a reaction. Not really a privilege that Nigma Galaxy have for themselves, and that's led to a bit of a quieter lull period in this mid game where, yes, you're farming well on most of your cores. It's just Sumail who's suffering a bit here, but
it's ghost push versus ghost push, Mike.
Yeah.
And no catch. Like, you look at both sides, right? I think the only real catch is kind of like the puck, but he kind of has to always constantly go back and clear the waves. That's why the puck can't actually leave the lanes to get something done. You know, it's very difficult. He has a gem on the puck to scout out the Lycan wolves. It's already gotten to the point where it's so annoying.
yeah. And that's 3 Helm of the Overlord Creeps kill by Munkushi. Good stuff.
Are you actually for real counting?
I'm
or
trying.
You're just trolling
I'm trying.
me?
No, as in he literally just killed one on our screen right there. Did you not see that?
Yeah, but how are you like keeping count? Is it?
I mean, I'm
real?
counting the ones that I see. If I don't see
Are
them
you
on screen,
actually
that's...
just making up the numbers?
No. I genuinely have seen him kill 3. He could have killed many others off screen. Only the Lord knows that. That's a secret between Gaben God and Munkushi himself. Yeah, this has got to be a bit annoying for OneWin. I'm sure they would love to try and snap up a fight, but Nigma Galaxy not really giving it to them. Despite all the nice aggressive vision that they have planted down, I do have to give them credit. I think the warding has been sublime from them in this game number 1.
Yeah, can you imagine? It's so frustrating, right? Against this like Naga lineup.
Like
yesterday, and not yesterday. Okay, it was the first series. You asked me what is describe disgusting rough, and then we talk about Venom, Jig Hero. I think this is a different kind of disgusting. You know, Naga and Lycan in the same team.
Dota is the home to many disgusting things. Many, too much to count, some might say. Every draft has its own disgusting aspects to it. And right now, Nigma Galaxy, they want a taste of the action. They're done sitting behind. Not sure whether a ward scouted them out though. There's one right to the north of them. I think they smoked a bit further back. But again, when you see no heroes on the map, you got to know something might be coming. The Nigma Galaxy, they want to unlock the triangle and the Roche fight for themselves. Starting out, jump in, onto Munkushi. Do you have the BKB available? No, the car will save him. And now T2000, he's in trouble. He's just being run down. The song to bail him out. But GH can't get in range, can't stun them up. All he's found is triple S for now, but Munkushi able to disengage. And the Remnant onto a target they don't want to go on. Up with a coil on the backline, TA2000 in trouble, will pop the Requiem as they have their sights on the Centaur to the left side. He's jumped in a bit too far and Squadix not able to follow up for him. Nice kite away there from Nigma Galaxy. It was a bit messy at the start, looked like TA2000 was in jeopardy. But they were able to get back out to safety.
Yeah, that was not a very good comment on Triple S. They can only go if the Wind Ranger can run in and do the deeps.
Yep. I mean, the puck was doing a pretty good job poking around as much as he could, but just couldn't finish off any of the kills. Sumail now in the pit. Awkward position.
Oh, they can't
Astro
lose the
step
gem.
away. They can't afford to lose the gem, but Sumail, he's on the front lines. You have a save. He's taking so much damage. The last Dissimulate gets him out. Living on a sliver, Munkushi with so much physical damage. Even in this 4v5 situation, OneWin finding an opening to pressure the mid laner of Nigma Galaxy back.
Yeah, we're starting to see like the limitations, you know, of the Wind Ranger. Like she's so reliant on the focus fire, and she doesn't really do a lot of damage outside of it, right? So if you can kind of use the song to disengage every focus fire, I think that's going to provide you with like a really good opportunity to win those fights.
Yeah.
And this Naga is just so annoying to deal with, you know, at this stage.
Yeah. Into the Roche pit they go. All members of OneWin up and running.
Wait,
the Park's been
what
found
the
in the
hell?
mid lane.
Solo
Sumail
kill?
all by himself. The king makes it happen.
The whole game he's behind the puck, and all of a sudden he just solo kills him, and he's still behind the puck after solo killing him.
As Beast plays right there, you wouldn't get it. Only Sumail can pull these kind of things off. That's number 4.
Focus fire.
BKB
Needs
in
help.
tier 2000, he's dead. He doesn't have a save. You didn't have the song available, and you try and commit for the Roche. That is a rookie mistake. Noob though, not gonna let them get away lightly, but he might have to be the one to back up. Taking quite a lot of damage from the rest of Munkushi and Triple S. And even with the
Roshan's
Puck and
leaving.
Sweden Strong gone, how do OneWin keep doing this?
I mean, this Centaur X is just crazy, actually, with the Wind Ranger. As long as she already has her focus fire on, you put her on a card and she's gonna kill whoever she's going on.
Sumail's gonna jump in, AD rune, putting out a lot of damage on Triple S. Last bits of damage, has to use the Stampede. Sorry, that's not the Stampede, that's the card.
Which has Stampede.
Which has Stampede, yes. Technically, that is a Stampede of some sort. They got a song just to secure the Roche. Are they gonna look for a fight though? That's the question. Nothing better than a disengage. I'll be happy if that Sumail with the second life. That's interesting. I guess that's just gonna free him up to jump in a lot more haphazardly.
Yeah, so many heroes he needs to jump, right? Yeah, like, there's so many saves. The Shadow Demon, the Centaur, and there's like Warlock Rock. You also kind of have to deal with that. Like, who would be your top priority? I think the Shadow Demon is the top priority. Because Centaur is too difficult to kill. You can kind of maybe just try to silence him, but he has BKB.
Kind of need to coordinate the jump in with Noob, right? He has Blink, he
Yeah.
has the Nullifier. He's gonna
And again,
work
you know,
towards that
the
swift
same plan I've said time and time again. They have to break apart the formation to win the team fights. I mean, they're doing a really good job right now. They have
Yeah.
this 8k lead. Whereas for OneWin, the way they need to win the team fights is by insta killing, you know. Like you call and then you want to get the focus fire on top of the target that you call, and then a rock to follow up, and you kill the hero during your BKBs before the song comes out.
Yeah, someone's got to deal with GH while that's happening, because if he gets a song, it's curtains.
I mean, he's gonna be hiding a, a mile away, you know. He has dagger.
He has Hex as
Oh,
well.
they find him.
Gotta turn around.
Instant Hex
the puck.
TP.
Oh, the coil at the very last moment. Nice little illusion play, but GH! He goes down, but Noob with the damage just murks the puck.
It must have been a crit, right? The last strike.
That was a crit for sure. With the Giants Maul, that's a confirmed crit, so you aren't getting out of that one. Don't even need to rely on luck. Good play there from Noob. Being ready to bail out the fact that his support was being jumped on, and now bit of a split push situation going on. Rain pushing out the mid lane. Meanwhile, Munkushi's punching away at your bot tier 2 tower. But Nigma, they're all focused up here in the top side. They know there's no puck and they want to force some sort of a buyback, or at least the side of OneWin to return. Dazzle shot, my goodness, the damage, Noob Sumail! Ah, that's his first life. He didn't have the save there, you don't have the song, and now you get stunned up, rocked up as well. Where you going, Sumail through the Dissimulate? Need an Astral step away. Double up, back to the high ground, and even the Requiem just to kind of create space for absolutely no reason. Okay.
It's a bit nonchalant the way he's using the Requiems this game.
Yeah, it is again. I don't mind it actually. People might point at TA2000.
Well,
and be
you're
like,
not
"No,
in the
Requiem."
game, you're not his teammate, you know, of course you don't mind it.
No, I mean, you know, if I'm Sumail and I see my boy throwing a Requiem down for me just for my safety, I wouldn't be too upset. Omar being chased down, nice dust.
Yeah,
and
guess
Stampede.
what? No Requiem, no fight, so you have to run, right? And you can't run away.
He wasn't there anyway, but that made a difference. They dropped the gem, but I don't think One Win actually spotted that out. So Nigma are going to be able to reclaim that. There isn't a gem as far as I can see on the side of One Win, so they won't have that ability to clear out the wolves or the sentries. A bit annoying there.
Oh, they lost their gem as well? Oh yeah, when
They did,
Puck
yeah.
died. That's actually quite annoying because it's line up the Lycan wolves.
Yeah. So now you got 2 gems. You got 1 on Sumail, 1 on the Lycan. So even if you are, I mean, there's no Glimmer or Invis or anything.
I mean,
it's
there's a
just
Wind Ranger with
Axe.
X, right? So
Yeah.
they need it.
True.
What do you mean there's
Sure.
no Glimmer there?
Forgot-
Isn't there a
forgot.
Glimmer?
There
Oh,
is
they
no
didn't buy
Glimmer.
any Glimmers.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
They didn't want to upset you.
Wow, how nice of them, Mike. You
Don't
must have
worry.
sent them a message, right?
Winter,
Told them beforehand.
Winter, they care about your feelings. They want to give you a good show. You know how good would they look if they disappointed the great Winter? Can't be doing that.
That's not the word that you were using during the break. You were using more like old man, you know?
Don't
uncle.
know what you're talking about. We did not speak at all during the break. In fact, it was 1 hour of complete silence. Okay, enough about us.
I've been constantly referred as an old person, right?
That's not true. That's false.
That's
Don't
true.
lie.
Come on.
Don't be lying on the broadcast now, Winter. We got more important things to attend to, like maybe the fact that Nigma Galaxy are about to breach up onto high ground. SF on the front lines, hitting from a distance. You gotta watch out for that shackle shot though. Look at Munkushi trying to find an angle. This time round can't grab it. Cute repositioning there. And that's
Level 25, Mike, Wind Ranger.
bonkers.
Wind Run cannot be dispelled.
What do you even do in that situation? Are you just cooked?
By MKB.
They already
what
have
you mean you're
MKB
cooked?
on the Shadow Field.
Okay, they already have MKB.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Steppy, forward, jump in. They're gonna full commit down Omar. That's the hoodwink out. No response there, no song as well. You want to save that for getting your calls out of the picture, and
Yep,
Very,
Omar does
very
not
quick
deserve
there.
a song.
no. That's a bit cruel, but true.
Wait, he actually got the other talent, the focus fire cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I guess they need him for the DPS, like you mentioned, right? The limitation so far has been the song disengage, and you run out of focus fire. If you can get one and then you can start flowing into the others, it makes a lot more sense. Illusion rune. Let Munkushi grab it. Sumail under the cover of the Invis rune and knows he's not spotted because of the gem. I mean, nice play from One Win to immediately jump Omar and blow him up before Nigma could even react. That delays the push by another few seconds, I feel. Oh, what the hell was that?
No idea, Mike.
That's
I'm
Ancient
about
Creep number
to-
6, by the way.
I'm about to tell you that the Warlock just purchased Assault Curious.
Oh my god. What is this game? What
I'm
the
like, this
hell?
guy is Bang Lotus, right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Bro, who?
Assault Curious?
You never guess this build. Like this is like a screenshot and ask Reddit, guess the item. Or guess the hero
Arcane
challenge.
Boots, Assault Curious, Solar Crest. What hero buys these 3 items?
I mean, I think most people will default to some sort of a support, right? This is like a support build for sure, but it's so matchup dependent.
Well,
I guess it makes sense.
How do you default it to a support with
Because
Assault Curious?
because which other core buys this shit?
Depending
Which-
on patch. In another patch, maybe.
I don't think cores buy Solar Crest anymore. I mean, back when
Bro,
you
it
could-
used to be a core thing because it was so broken.
yeah,
You don't remember?
I remember. We were talking about it yesterday, actually. Me
What?
and,
We were
Mr.
not.
Lizard.
Now you are lying. You told me not to lie on broadcast.
No, yeah, I can pull up the tape. Yesterday, me and I'm gonna pull
What
up the proof right
tape?
now. You know what we were talking about? We were talking about back when.
I wasn't even working with you yesterday.
I'm saying I
Bro.
talked about it with Lizard, brother. If you were watching the DreamLeague broadcast, you would know. But we were talking about Alchemist and the Solar Crest thing. You know, like back then, there were some Alchemist players that you run it in the mid lane because that's what Sumail was doing yesterday, and then you get like a early Solar Crest blink, and then you nuke someone's half HP with like a single unstable. Kind of busted.
Can't imagine your other conversations.
Okay,
Back
yeah,
in
sorry,
time,
that's-
right? Looking
yeah,
at
that's
the
my
history
bad,
of
that's my
Dota.
Nigma Galaxy, it's been really difficult for them to try and push onto the high ground. Really need to try and get a pick off before that happens. They have so many tools, it feels like. They have all
Wait,
these
why-
Naga illusions, like you said, but
Why is
and
the
the-
Lycan getting agonyms?
obviously so that
Do you know
GH
that
can
the
become a
SF
wolf and run in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I want to see some melee SF walking around.
That's kind of grief, right?
Yeah, duh. Cause
No, I'm trying to. Maybe he does it for Sumail.
why?
So I mean, Sumail running around at max move speed. I'm not going to complain about that. And it's like, it's not like in your wolf form you can't cast your spells anyway. So he's basically like a hyper mobile astral wolf, which sounds cool. Oh, do we get number 9? Number 9, ladies and gents. Very cool.
So if he reaches like 15 or 20, the game ends, or what?
No, we're just keeping an arbitrary count because nothing else is happening right now. Both teams are a bit too scared to try and make a move. Feels like OneWin have been holding this triangle area for what feels like the past 1.5, 2 minutes, and Nigma Galaxy, they just evacuated. They just don't feel strong enough to continue maintaining this choke.
Yeah, let's just talk about items, alright? We haven't
Sure.
got to talk about items.
Now let's do that.
Naga has Refresher.
Amazing.
Hex, Dagger, Refresher. So that is an absolute big deal here. Other big items would be... Actually, no, on Nigma side, that's just it. That's the most recent.
I mean, the most recent also, I think,
acquisition.
Satanic for the Wind Ranger. So that could provide a very nice mid-fight reset type situation.
I mean, can she ever actually just stand and fight the SF?
Yeah, why not? You're attacking like 1,000 times a second. And then, worst case scenario, you know, you're trying to fight the SF.
See, you just said don't lie on broadcast and you said 1,000 times a second.
There's a difference between a lie and an exaggeration, Winter. Don't. Let's not get into. Roshan is coming back up in 3 seconds, and that'll be the big tussle in the bot lane. No risk of moving, still another 4 minutes. I mean, Nigma Galaxy have pretty much been dancing around playing this exact game that we see them do here. Remnants everywhere, Naga illusion scouting, Noob on the other side of the map doing a little bit of ratting, trying to force some sort of a response. He's got a Croaker beating into your rags, and now TPing away is Munkushi. That might have just opened up the pit as an option for Nigma Galaxy. You gotta run forward now. Get scanned out on
Right,
GH
here
though.
you go.
Yeah,
They're
one
creating. Oh no, Lycan just use BKB.
Why did he just?
So
Oh, no.
just so you know, they're
Okay.
trying to create a diversion so Lycan can take Rex.
Got
There you
him.
go.
Jump in, immediate cart. But just like that, the
Oh,
disengage
they're getting
screen
Rex.
as well.
Song, go and song. Use the song. Don't let them run. Go GH. Come on GH.
They're not TPing back just yet.
Oh,
The song
song.
is there. They've got them
He's getting
caught.
Rex.
Do you have the SF
Miracle's
Requiem? You need to
back.
line it up perfectly. Bam! There it goes, straight on, and you don't have the card. They're fully focusing down on Kushi, the disruption to save, but he just turned on his Satanic. Got to turn around now, beat into TA2000. You need to create the distance. They will trade life for life on the carry. Where's the rest of Nigma Galaxy? You need to escape, but Triple S has found Sumail. Buyback is there. Squadix still on the sides, dancing around with the noob creeps. What a mess of a fight as Omar now going to be chased down. Nice bushwhack. Can you get out the Lotus? A lifeline there for the Hoodwink. But in the meanwhile, like you mentioned, Noob able to get himself the top lane of Rags.
Red Dota, boys. Red Dota is back. Can't believe it. Song and taking Rex on the other side of the map. They
You've
can't
reached this
actually
point.
do anything about this, right? If they just wait for their cooldowns and do the same thing again, you're gonna lose another lane of Rex.
That's true. The only downside is that the mid lane is a lot easier to connect to the Roche pit where it is right now.
Yeah, one
Nigma
win have to
Galaxy.
strike. They have to strike first. They can't wait for the cooldowns.
The one upside, small consolation prize, is that one win were able to reclaim their gem. So now all these little wolves and whatnot, it is kind of a big deal, right? Like you mentioned, they can at least make sure that this area that they are trying to hold has no enemy vision. So then it becomes a lot harder for Sumail to full commit. Not to mention he also used the buyback in that fight. So if he dies, he's gone for good. It's got to be a big deal for
Yep,
Nigma
they have
Galaxy.
like a very clear win condition if they can kill him. But I think if you're Nigma, you're not gonna let that happen. You're just gonna play very conservatively with your songs, wait for your refresher, and just go and split the map and rat again. I mean, one win, they're just kind of like stuck in their base, right? I think they kind of have to place maybe defensive wards on the side of the map, you know, to spot this pesky Lycan coming in from the side. They need some Tinker wards, you know, if there's still any called Tinker wards.
At the same time, Nigma Galaxy, they can't really commit until they see one win make a move somewhere, right? You need to lock them up with the GH song.
Yep. And GH is public enemy number 1. I hear a
There we
wolf.
go. Tumail?
No, he beat Shumer.
Yeah,
Sumail's running
like you
in.
said, Tumail, he's just gonna go in, try and commit, force some sort of a reaction, jump out immediately. Triple S not caught by the bushwhack, a huge shackle onto 2. That's gonna stop the chase from coming through, and Noob, he can't really make it past Munkushi as well. They got the full focus down onto Noob, but he's hidden by the Glimmer Cape, Winter. The Glimmer Cape saves him.
Yeah,
now
Glimmer
the
Cape
song's
best
out as
item.
well. There's the Golem on the tier 2000, but the supports, they're just going to go down. Raindrops to the deck. Noob now being focused down as Triple S keeping the Wind Ranger safe in the cart, but he's not doing enough damage. They're sweet and strong. He's gonna go down. Meanwhile, the puck being controlled. An excellent team fight there from Nigma Galaxy as they're able to just pick and pull apart one win. He's gonna refresh. Maybe look for a second opportunity. The puck has to be so careful. You're stomping up onto tier 2000. Hex onto puck right now. There's the bushwhack, but who can follow up? The second hex is there. Roach is gonna push him, but no, the BKB manages to create the time. And here comes the song. The setup is there. Where's the follow-up? They don't want to go on this. They need to back up. Sumail, he's gonna disengage because of the buybacks from the one-win supports. That's gonna be good enough now. Noob hidden in invisibility, but he will finally get chased down. Buyback available for the Lycan, as Roche still untouched by either team.
Why did they decide to change up the game plan? The split pushing the red worked, but all of a sudden they decided that they want to just 5v5.
I'm not sure. I mean, it was working out for them all until
Why
the buyback
change the
came through.
playbook, Mike, when it works?
You're gonna have to ask Nigma Galaxy this question only if they win the series. For now, seems like one win. They've managed to find an opportunity to wrestle a position for themselves. You don't want to buy back on Noob. Kind of a big deal. Roche is gonna raw. Sharpshooter in as well. He's so careful.
SF has BKB soon. 5 seconds.
Still no song for 15. But GH, he's looking for an opportunity to the north. Have to be so careful. Stampede in, trying to focus down onto Omar. Omar is in trouble. Omar is gone.
Tier
The
2000
buyback's available
is
on
down.
both of them, and tier 2000 gets caught as well.
No buyback.
No buyback on your Shadow Fiend, even with heroic plays from GH. I'm not sure whether this is possible. Gonna have to try and steal away the Roche. Try and buy some time for your team. A buyback and come back in. The song comes in, but Aegis is already claimed. He might try and grab the cheese, grab anything. He doesn't manage to. He's gonna try and TP out, but he gets cancelled. GH again. A little bit of a fumble there. And Nigma Galaxy lose big time. They weren't in the right position to bail their SF out with the song. GH was busy to the north, trying to make a play, and it all falls apart. Nigma, they had such a good position for themselves in this very close game, but one or two major mistakes, that is all it's taken for them to have it all slip away so far in their Dream League. Even having to buy back on GH now, things are looking dire.
There is probably going to be one more fight here. They are probably going to be able to buy enough time. They have Glyph for the SF to come back alive. Naga is going to have one song in 20 seconds.
Got yourself a banner. Tumail's gonna come in, try and force some sort of a reaction, but no one's falling for that bait. Just very easily take this tower. Munkushi not wanting to get too frisky with it though. GH has to pop his BKB, but that is a buyback. GH is just dead. Now you don't even have a song to play with. I mean, one win. They've just been excellent with using this Stampede and charging on forward, getting the pickoffs, because the supports of Nigma Galaxy have been caught again and again and again.
And he just overestimated how strong he is with the BKB. He just forgot about the puck with his 25 talent, with the Quell plus piercing BKB.
Absolutely.
80 seconds on the sideline. How are they going to buy time for GH?
The card going to save Munkushi again. Triple S. He's been so on point with these so far.
You know
His
what's the good
initiations.
news? Like, they don't have good heroes at killing buildings outside focus fire. Their heroes actually don't take the wrecks easily.
I guess so. It's taking them a while. There's still 1 minute until GH is back in the game. That should be enough for them to at least get the mid lane.
Slowly but surely, he's hitting the buildings one by one. I know he has to try to find a way to red the bottom racks. He has to do something on his own.
They are threatening the tier 4s now on 1 win. They can smell it ahead of them. Try to put an end to this game before GH can be a factor, and jumping in again. Looking at Omar, tier 2000. He's the one in trouble, but the BKB available. Going back to the base. Meanwhile, Munkushi, fully focused firing Sumail. He's able to get back into the fountain, but it's still troublesome territory. Munkushi with a second round. Holding Noob in place, and the stop is there. Noob will go down. Has to buy back. Disruption is there, saving the Centaur for now. Is he able to get out? He's way too tanky for them to cut through. Gonna get a mini stampede because of the cart, and the Shivas wards them off. Munkushi, still full HP. They didn't need to expend anything for that on 1 win. The buybacks come through, and now that GH is back in the game, do they still choose to stick around?
I mean, they still have Aegis for 2 minutes on the win
No
rate.
shapeshift.
And she's just gonna slowly but surely take down the Ancient at this rate, you know. Noob has to go out. He has to do something on the map. He can't be back in base.
I mean, the mindset's different for him. He's even bought a Crimson Guard to try and help his team. TA 2000 now, being focused fired upon. You managed to push Munkushi away, but you're barely scratching him. It's right in the middle.
Focus
Pops the
fire.
BKB, nice Yules to prevent the save, but Munkushi does not need any help.
Oh, they
Maybe
caught
now
him.
with the song.
They caught
him.
him.
You gotta pull him back in. Where's the setup though? BKB, Hex up. You have enough damage. The second salvo. Refresh there from the Naga. They got the first life, but they need a second. One
Gets
win.
on the Hex.
You gotta come through. Where's the second Hex? Starting out with the Remnant, but the Stampede is there, and again onto the backlines. Look at Squadix, the song forced out. But look at GH, he's just losing so much HP from the coil. He's getting auto attack down. The heals are there just in the nick of time. But the problem is they haven't killed anyone from 1 win. They can't make it past. Triple S might be the first casualty. Yules up into the sky right now, controlled as Nigma Galaxy surround the horse and kill him. He's able to buy back and rejoin the fight if needed, but for now, 1 win. They can just disengage and play it safe. Wait it out. Nigma Galaxy, they've had to use quite a bit, and they'll find Rain on the sidelines as well. It's brutal, it's dirty, and it's ugly. But Nigma Galaxy still managed to hold on, and Winter, we're into late game madness. It's 60 minutes, tier 5 items are gonna be a factor.
How on earth did they actually held on there? It looked like the Wind Ranger was so strong that she could actually potentially end the game, hit the throne with the focus fire, you know. But somehow, maybe it was the Crimson Guard, or it was just the Undying. They didn't want to give up, you know. The Undying love to win the game, you know. They just didn't want to move back. They didn't want to run back. They found a way with the Crimson Guard, just using the Crimson to keep everything alive.
They need a more reliable way of keeping TA 2000 alive in these fights. So often, we just see Squadix jump the back lines, eliminating GH and Omar and their ability to help their carry. And then it's just Munkushi and Triple S in full commit. TA 2000 doesn't stand a chance, but look at that lucky AD rune. Might just be their chance to strike.
They just need
Galaxy.
to kite the focus fire. I don't think the SF can actually just stand and hit Wind Ranger during focus fire anymore. Like, there's just no way. They find GH.
I think it's easier said than done. The song forced out just for the healing properties. The hold off sweet and strong. But having to use your BKB song defensively like that just for Park Dream Coil, that doesn't feel good at all. Munkushi kills his 10th or 11th ancient creep of the game right now. But look at the graph. I mean, the win probability in these past few minutes, it's just around that Roche fight. Everything falling apart for Nigma. Gotta keep our eyes out on these tier 5 items. Those will make a difference. For now, Sumail with the Fallen Sky with the 15% cooldown reduction.
Where's the Book
Book
of the Dead? Or Lycan as
Noob
Book
has
of the
it.
Dead.
100 attack speed, but 10% incoming damage. That might end up being a factor. Tier 2000 with the Divine Regalia with the 40 primary attribute. These are all very big deals, and this is very important. Helm of the Undying for GH. Even if he gets focused down, the song will still be a factor.
just late game Dota madness right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're still
one
missing a
just
bunch of max
held
stone on one
and
win.
on. They were 16k goal behind, and now they are the side that has the 8k goal lead.
Yeah. You need to farm these tier 5s though. And get out on the map, hit some of these creeps. Still missing mad stone on each of these heroes. So small little item updates. Omar, of course, he's had the hex for a little while now. Wind Waker for Sumail as well. I don't even know what else you get on the Shadow Fiend. I mean, he's queuing up the boots of travel.
It's not exactly the items. I think it's the way they should play the fight, the game. They need to split up. I don't think they should try to go head on.
Do you think it's over? Do you think they just need to play some sort of rat game? Are they just is it impossible for them to take a team fight? Because on paper, you look at the Naga Siren, it's like...
They don't have to risk it. They just use the song, use the Lycan to rat, split, go get the racks slowly, and that's it. There's no risk. Why do they need to go into a 5v5 where there's a chance they lose the fight? I mean, you know the Wind Rangers, like, literally, I mean, you can't 1v1 the Wind Ranger. Like, if you don't kite the focus fire, the SF can never hit the Wind Ranger.
Sure.
And then there's a Stampede, there's an Axe on the centaur, which is always protecting Munkushi. Like, it's so difficult for them to actually kill her in the team fights. So why go through all the hassle when you can just use Song and let the Lycan do the do the red jobs bottom lane? Just get the racks one by one. Slowly but surely, you're gonna get megas, and even if you get megas, the game is still not over, but you just do it slowly.
Sure. I mean, I respect that line of thinking. It's easier said than done though, right? You kind of make one wrong move as Lycan, you're just going to be out, and maybe it's the hesitance that Noob has. He does not have buyback. Had to use it in that earlier fight. And if he gets caught, it's basically over,
it's
right?
It's relatively safe, Mike. Like, you never go in with the hero. You just send your summons in, everything else in, and you just hide on your hero.
I mean, sure, but we're going to see a demonstration of it right here. You see all the creeps come in, chasing down Rain. It's so easy for Squadix or Rain.
But they have to create a diversion first. His team needs to go look for a fight or bait out a fight with a song, and then he goes in and gets the Rex.
Okay.
Like, you can't just walk in right now when nothing's happening. Obviously, it's not going to work.
We start to get to this point of the game where I think it's
somebody
easy
has
for
to,
us to...
somebody has to make the call.
Because that's what I'm saying.
You remember the last fight they won? The fight that they won was the fight where the Lycan actually split top, and they kind of forced them to split up, forced them to go back. Some had to stay, some had to go back, and that's how they won the fight. And then all of a sudden, after winning that fight, they got the top racks. They just try to 5v5. And then they have lost every single fight after that.
This? Oh, wait, me.
I mean, tell me, when was the last time they won a fight? I think that was the last fight they won. They have lost every subsequent fight.
I'm just trying to figure it out, because I think right now it's like when you look at what has happened the past few times, it's just every time they try and jockey for position, right? They're standing a distance away. It's a good old Mexican standoff type shit. As soon as one win catch any glimpse of them, Squadix is just in with the blink and the coil. And then even if they weren't initially trying to fight, they get pulled into this awkward situation where now they have to either just give up a support for free, which at this point in the game is
that's why you have to send a Void Spirit in Scout. So the way you play it is Lycan's off somewhere in the map, he's hiding. And then Void Spirit is moving with the Naga. So you see some information, you use Song to initiate, but you don't initiate to fight, you just initiate to stop them from TPing back to defend the racks.
Sure. The map has to be set up a certain way, and they're trying to do that now in the bot lane. Sumail tag teaming up with Noob. Also, I think as much as you try to explain this to me, I'm not sure whether Nigma Galaxy are on the same page as you. They seem to be starting to put it together.
I'm sure they'll figure out one way or the other. Hopefully not by losing another fight.
Roche is up. So that's what the teams will be looking at right now. But
Roche
tier 5
is
items
is good news for the Lycan.
Indeed.
Guys, go take Roche. I want to take Rex.
Helm of the Undying now. And 1,000 experience per minute for Mr. Warlock so he can get to the level 25 that he's still missing. You got Book of the Dead on Sweden Strong, Minotaur Horn for Triple S, Divine Regalia Evolved, Divine Regalia Timeless. All pretty standard stuff. I'm the most surprised that Omar decided to stick with the Whisper of the Dread for his spell amp. I feel like maybe he got some bad options or something like that.
Yeah, we should have been able to see and discuss his options.
Yeah. Valve, if you want to give Mr. Winter a Christmas gift over here. Dot Rex being ratted as you were requesting. Now, starting to push and pull them apart.
Yeah, and
the
now
triangle.
we have the anti-red wards now.
Lycan's still around though. When he has the Croaker, it's gonna get spotted now, so Rain is in position. Roche also roaring, so now you're being pulled
Two
apart
heroes.
a little bit.
They are back in base with 2 heroes on 1 win.
You gotta be careful on Sumail though. That's the song now.
Rex.
You find 2. You gotta focus down the Roche. You gotta focus down the Rex. A little bit awkward. Still haven't finished it off just yet. BKB pop, but Aegis already grabbed. GH can go for the second song. Hold them in place. Triple S already popping that BKB. Controlling up the whole team, but Sweden strong. Nice little mirror image dodge. They're jumping in.
Rex is
Sumail,
down.
meanwhile, Noob getting the Rex. They pop a golem out.
He's going for
Destruction able to
megas.
save. Munkushi is safe for now. He's trying for the megas, but this is all a distraction. Even if you get a kill into Oma, I don't think they care. Sumail able to escape. TA2000 as well. Meanwhile, Noob beating away on the base. The last lane of Rex should be preserved as the calls start to TP in.
Look at that, Mike. Red Dota is working again.
It's exactly what you asked for, Winter. Must have heard you. This is what they need to do, and not only do they get the Aegis, they get that second lane of Rex, making it even more difficult for 1 win to establish a position on the map.
Yeah, they just need their second round of refresher and song again. And 1 win, they have to go out. They have to just try to find a play right now. I mean, this is going to happen again, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. If they stay in their base and just wait for the Lycan to attack them, they are not going to be able to, turn this game around.
Sumail is building an Abyssal Blade for the stun, I presume. The BKB
Yeah, they
piercing
need
stun.
to control the Wind Ranger. Every time she uses Wind Run, Focus Fire, they need to disable and kite her.
Game timer ticks on as 1 win. Not willing to give this one up easily. They've been very resilient, very sharp so far, but you're reaching a point of the game where the Lycan is such a problem. They've tried to assign Rain to be the one to defend, but if Rain's not in position to drop a golem when they need it, the fight's really difficult for 1 win as well.
It's not just the Golem, Mike, it's the auras, right? He has the AC, the Blabs, and the Solar Crest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the
I would
golem's
even-
the most obvious one,
I
right?
would
But then
even
there's so
argue
many
the
other
Golem
factors.
is actually not as important as the auras now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
think,
a stun.
funnily enough, the stun, right, is the biggest deal, like the BKB piercing stun.
Yeah, it's the stun. It's just mostly the stun. I mean, he has his 25 talent, the armor now, but I don't know how much it actually helps.
There's way too much physical damage coming out from the side of Nigma. 2.5 minutes on this Aegis, but they don't feel comfortable enough to really push the issue.
They
Gonna
have
start
double
approaching
song,
now.
20 seconds.
Okay.
They should be able to create another diversion on the other side.
Hasn't been the cleanest game for Nigma so far, but if they can close this one out with some rat tactics, don't think anyone will blame them. You gotta use the tools that you got on your draft. Level 25 on the Naga, so 10-second mirror image cooldown. That's a lot more illusions on the map for you to deal with, very annoying. The Lycan close to level 30, same for Sumail, same for TA2000. Puck as well, my goodness, this Puck is giga farmed. And finally, on Munkushi, you're close to getting the win run cannot be dispelled. Which I don't even know if it's a problem, because I don't think they can kill the Wind Ranger, realistically speaking, especially not with Triple S alive. It's just been such a struggle for them to lock her down.
And they're gonna smoke. They're figuring out how are they going to initiate and distract them. They're going in through one of the sides to create a diversion for Noob. to get the last lane of Rex, or get the tier force maybe.
Oh,
Oh no, Squadix. They know he's around.
Gonna try and hunt him down. A bit off the mark though, with the Remnant.
Oh, that was close. That was really
Very
close.
close indeed. Sumail, he's gonna be the one to be caught instead. The Golem's gonna come down, no one could help him, and GH is too late. Has the mirror image, but dying to the coil. Swing and a miss. Not what Nigma Galaxy wanted.
Oh, he got the
He's
Rex.
on the high ground, tier 2000, he got the Rex, but that is his first life, and more than likely his second. Can't imagine he gets out of this one. He's gonna BKB, pop a Requiem, but he dies. You got buybacks available on Nigma Galaxy. You've sacrificed 3 heroes to finish off the Rex. 1 win. You need to make a move, and you need to make it now. GH with the preemptive buyback.
Noob has to keep them in their base somehow.
Still playing on the sides of the map. He has the threat of just solo killing this Warlock if he's the only defender left. That's why you see Triple S in the base with him. They know they can't afford to let their guard down.
I mean, if they don't do something until the SF and
Squadix.
Void respawn,
Gotta start to get run at here, but Omar a bit late to the party. Would have loved to get a Hex off. But now that's a shapeshift used for no reason. Divine Rapier now for Squadix. Way more firepower on this part. The refresher. Doesn't need a courier for it, just needs to make it back to base. Meanwhile, the rest of 1 win trying to push the issue in the mid lane. Gonna start by taking the outpost. Trying for some sort of about 45 seconds more. I mean, GH, you've got 2 songs, but you have to be so careful of dying to the collateral damage.
and if they can somehow get like some kind of dream call onto 3-4 heroes, Squadix is actually gonna just kill everything. Nigma has to stop that from happening. They have to never take the direct engagement. Just song, distract, let the Lycan do his thing.
Time's up though. He needed to push the issue perhaps a little bit more, but the Lycan's back in his base, using the wolves to push you away, the illusions as well. Munkushi starting to run in, but now with the Void Spirit
Oh,
respawning,
they're going in. They might catch him, Song.
that's the
Only
initial
3
setup.
heroes here.
Only 3 heroes here indeed. You have the Remnant, you have a way of BKB piercing. There's the initial Hex, but the disruption's there. Triple S being stopped on the sidelines, nicely done, but the disengage is clean. Sumail's gonna come through, stun out the Centaur. It's awkward. Squadix now on the front lines, the second song, the Requiem, you gotta wind it up and make it perfect. Meanwhile, Triple S holding up the backline, BKB there from Munkuchi. It's not so easy anymore. In tier 2000, he's in trouble, he's dead. Does have a buyback though, Omar as well. But meanwhile,
base.
Sumail, he can't fight by himself. Your base though. Shadow Demon, he's the only one defending. You'll rock over, but you can't get the catch on the Lycan. Still in a shapeshift form, now with the shackle, holding the dog in place, and you've got him chained up. Munkushi with a double kill, buybacks on mass for Nigma. Not the defense that they wanted, and you weren't able to pressure the base in the meanwhile.
They're going on Munkushi. He's in trouble.
They gotta try. Munkushi, again, saved by Triple S. He's been so big for 1 win so far. And Omar might just be a dieback from him. He's
going
gone.
for the throne. Omar's
Sumail
going.
in trouble as well. Noob, he's gonna go for the throne. Sumail, you need to keep them from TPing back. Noob, the wolf is at your door. Rain, what can you do? 1 win. You need to make a decision now. Do you full commit for the throne, or do you go back to deal with the wolf? Munkushi, he has to be so careful. The throne with the creeps. Sumail, he has to go
He's
in with the
going in.
BKB. Song is there. The throne in jeopardy, but the glyph at the very last
focus
moment.
fire.
The BKB's gonna run out.
Who's
You need to
gonna
time
end?
this Requiem perfectly. The game is gonna end if they're not careful. Onto the Dire Ancient, they need to bring him in. They need to get the job done. Noob, he can't finish it. The auto attacks are there for Nigma Galaxy. They managed to rat it out at the very last moment. The disengage. It's not what they needed. They needed to full force in and finish the job. You can see the smiles. There's no way they should have won that one. But they managed to pull it out. The Warlock alone wasn't enough to stop it. And even
That's why they're gathering 5 heroes here with the ward. And you gotta be so careful nowadays, you know. I mean, you make sure you have to do a different move to open the game. You don't want to be doing the same thing.
trying to outsmart your
Seems-
opponents.
Yeah, seems like it's going to be 2 apiece here, with Nigma bringing 5 heroes on top.
You can't really afford to stand in the way of that blast, so you just have to give it up.
I mean, you could.
Probably die.
Yeah, you're probably gonna regret it after. Not worth the bounty rune.
So what are we expecting from these lanes here? They put Sumail in the DK mid versus the Sand King. Just gonna be a farm fest, right? Every time Sumail tries to push into the tower, you just get the wave shoved by the Sandstorm, and then...
Yeah,
then what?
I have a feeling that DK might get a little bit more CS and denies in the early stages, but then once you have levels on Sand King, level 3 onwards, it's gonna be easy for you to push out the wave and farm neutral creeps. So I think at level 5 it becomes really, really efficient.
There's also the aspect of, you know, on paper, Sumail wants to be able to stand in the lane and be unbothered, but with the Sand King facet, the Sand Blind in the Sandstorm, you can't exactly trade even if he wins the Sentry Wars that you always like to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing you could do is just stun and last hit, deny, or use Breathe Fire and deny the creeps.
Okay.
I mean, you definitely have no kill potential. It's just about getting more last hits.
Sumail's taking a lot of damage from this Caustic Finale though.
You know, I've been thinking, right? Maybe what they could have done is they actually have the Cotter with the Underlord lane. I think Cotter with Underlord and Holdwing with Abaddon kind of makes more sense with the laning with the heroes working together better.
Bro? It could be that whole
You
roaming
get what
aspect.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Underlord just wants to push the lane and harass like with spells, right? With Cotter, it feels like it's more natural. Whereas Hoodwink wants to play in a lane where she can kill the heroes, and with Abaddon she can actually kill.
I mean, what that tells me is just that Noob and Omar are perhaps hoping to kill Munkushi in this lane. That's the vibe, right?
It's not going to be easy
quite
with Warlock.
Yeah, we're seeing that in play already. Maybe they can catch him by surprise. We've seen Underlords be able to catch Terrorblades by surprise in the previous few days. But now, just matching CS, the Metamorphosis popped as well, so this is where Munkushi will try and mop up as much of the CS as he can. What about top lane? How's that going? Mars and Tusk against Kotal Abaddon.
Is this like just like a farm lane? I mean, the Tusk is going to be pulling waves, running around. And he's mostly going to be trying to stack for the Sand King. And maybe gank the bottom lane. I think the bot lane is the most gankable lane. Mid lane is kind of hard.
Yeah. I mean, if you get an Ice Shard on the DK while he's in the Sandstorm,
yeah,
right?
If DK's low, sure. You could, but it's difficult, I think.
Aswad is doing a pretty good job putting the pressure on, even though it's mostly even CS. Sumail is constantly being kept at a low HP. Also, Dragon Knight not really a bottle hero, so the regen advantage for sure going Squadix's way at the moment.
Yeah, but I think the first kill is going to happen at bot when the Tusk rotates bottom. I think for now we're going to just see heroes pulling waves and just trading farm.
Yeah. But one thing I noticed that Nigma really like to do is look for an opportunity for Omar to TP to the safe lane. Seems to be a very common play for them. So if Sweden Strong steps out of line, eats one too many blasts or whatnot, could see a very quick jump in bushwhack.
He's not taking XP, you know, on the Tusk. Look at the levels.
Yeah.
Mars is level 4. Like, he's just trying to enable him right now. Like, I think he needs at least maybe level 2 before he can move. But the Mars is having a very good time here.
And this might be fine, right? Because you reach a certain point in the lane where, realistically speaking, the Koto and the Abaddon don't have kill threat on your Mars, and if he has level advantage, he might be the one actually putting the pressure on Abaddon. We see that already. Starting to whack into TA 2000. The kill threat is there. Level 2 on Sweden Strong. They're going to be able to click down TA 2000. Stepping out of line and not respecting the Tusk level 2 ends up being his death.
Yeah, they also didn't have Blinding Light, right? I think Kotal against Tusk, you definitely want to have like 1 point Blinding Light. He was like one CS away from level 3. So there was no way he could have defended the Dragon Knight there. Sorry, not the Dragon Knight, the Abaddon. Very, very different heroes.
On the same team though. Understand your confusion. Not sure what
Thank
that
you,
tip was
sir.
about. Maybe Omar just being annoying, stopping the creep wave, rather the neutral camp from being dragged. Level 2 Shadow Word is quite a bit of damage over time, though. You gotta be careful.
Is he in
Probably has to
trouble?
pop a Fairy Fire while he's at it.
Oh,
Nope.
I was surprised he didn't use his Blood Grenade. He was trying to maybe chase and get one more hit. At least force him to use the
The
healing
Fairy
Lotus
Fire
there.
and the Lotus, yeah.
Yeah. No stacks yet, you know. Tusk wasn't able to start any stacking for the Sand King, so he's gonna be bummed. But Warlock, on the other hand, he's scouting if there's any enemy stacks that the Sand King can steal.
And Omar has not left the lane at all.
Yeah.
So
By the way, GH is coming through the gate.
Gushi, all alone, nice blinding light to push him right back in. And the tip back
What
the other
is-
way. Omar says,
what's
you're
the
busy
tip?"
trying to mess with my mid lane. I'm gonna kill your carry. Sumail realistically not going to be an easy target without an epicenter in full. This could be the opportunity though, but they need to wind it up starting now. Bushwhack, off the mark, Omar misses, but Sumail, he's still so bloody tanky, especially with the Lotus. Still standing his ground and auto-attacking, he'll lose out on the illusion rune, but hangs on to his life.
Oh, that was such a close call, man. I think it was the right decision for Squadix to actually back out, you know. I think he wouldn't have been able to kill Sumail there.
You know what's funny? I think if Omar lands that Bushwhack, Squadix dies.
Yeah, that too. And it's both heroes just playing to their limits there, you know, the Sand King and the DK.
Yeah.
This is what we want to see, Mike, you know. Players pushing their heroes to the maximum.
Yeah, look at this innovative Dragon Knight gameplay being pushed to the maximum. I love professional Dota.
Why do you have to sound so bored? You know, oh, it's DK, obviously you can't kill DK, oh my god.
No, I
What
mean,
are you
just-
saying?
Hey, we talked about this yesterday. I just have never really been the biggest fan of DK. I don't feel like I've never seen someone play DK and
Bro,
go like, wow.
you like playing Venom, that's not fair, you know. You can't say you hate Dragon Knight when you love playing Venomancer.
There's a certain concept with Venomancer, right? You put walls down, you stick everyone up.
You don't get to say that you play Venom.
Okay, all right. Opinion invalid. Venomancer detected. I get it.
Mid lane.
Dragon Knight going to eat this arena now.
There
Sumail
you
is a
go,
lot
your
more
favorite
killable,
hero is
especially
dead.
with the spear. Nice setup
There
there
you
for
go,
Triple
Mike.
S, hitting that level 6 and coming through with a rotation.
Yep, that was a very, very key move there by Triple S there, coming in to punish the Dragon Knight. Just to keep Mike here happy.
I've never rooted for a player's death before. It's not my style.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Very unfortunate. Rest a moment of silence for Sumail's Dragon Knight, everybody. F's in the chat, please.
It's too late. It's too late, Mike.
And the Sand King's doing quite well. I honestly thought that the Dragon Knight would have a bit more of an advantage, but I guess that's the one kill difference, and now you have a whole bunch of stacks to go back to, so Squadix beelining his way towards that early Blink Dagger.
Yeah, this is also one of my favorite things that has happened to Dota recently. The power trade Sand King farming stacks by toggling his power trade.
Can you explain that concept to people who are less academically
So
gifted?
that the
who don't-
Sand King comes in vision and the creeps will not keep running away. So it's
There you
easier for him to farm.
Take notes, guys.
Well,
Okay,
sometimes
he-
it's better to buy phase boots depending on lane matchup. So it's not like you have to buy power trades to do this. Like you can do it with phase as well. Just
In
a little
what,
bit
in what
more
situations are you getting phased? Because I would think that with an Abaddon and a DK, not the physical damage coming out from Hoodwink as well, you might think, okay, phase boots could be pretty nice here. I can outrun the Abaddon, I
annoying.
can
Yeah,
get some
I
additional
think
armor.
that's definitely a valid point. I do think that you farm faster with the threats.
Sure.
I don't play the hero, but I just watch a lot of Dota.
Yeah.
Like the attack speed is really nice. I think in certain situations.
We'll
I
see
mean, it
whether
also kind of
those-
helps with the magic damage, right? If you look at their lineup, Underlord, Keeper of Light, Holdwing, those three are magic damage.
True. A bit more of a balanced option, I guess. 10 minutes rolls around, no major action on the map other than that huge rotation that One Win made to try and silence Sumail in the mid lane.
Yeah, Triple S once again, coming to the runes. He's been really diligent about fighting for the runes.
Omar got to get a bushwhack that probably saves his life there. Would have been a arena into spear.
Imagine, Mike, if your offlaner in your games, you know, comes over and gives you that assist in the runes every time.
I mean, this Triple S guy is just a beast, right? I feel like it's hard to really...
He's also been changing a lot, right? Remember the games
Bot
that
lane,
we watched?
Blink Dagger, reveal for the Sand King, and the Rock used as well as the Epicenter. Noob stands no
Big
chance.
kill. And during Division 2, I feel I want to say he's a lot more selfish. He plays more for his own game.
Yeah.
But right now, I think he understands that there are certain timings in the game that he actually just has to help your mid laner. Because the mid lane player, I think he dictates a lot in the game at the moment. You want to give him the best possible start, you know. And it's also denying the enemy mid lane a very, very good start, you know. So it's important for the off laners like, I think Mars, Pango, what else? The ones that can fight at the runes.
But even seeing
Stada.
Axes, like some Axes play more for the team, right?
Axes and Santos, I think you don't see them as often because they build Helm. The ones that build Helm like to sit in their lane and take the tower.
That's fair.
You don't expect to see them in the river, you know. That's
Not their
not gonna
territory,
happen.
basically.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, you know. It's like a fish out of water. You can't expect to see a fish on land, you know. It's just not gonna happen, you know. The only fish you're gonna see coming to the rune is Stada, you know. You can always ask your mid laners, they'll tell you, oh, I prefer my off lane being Mars, Pango, Slada. They can help me fight the rune. I don't like Helm of Dom off laners in my game. And then you go ask the carry, oh, I like the Helm of Dominator off laners because they create a lot of pressure so I can farm peacefully on my lane. And then you ask the supports. The Pulse 5 is gonna say, oh, I actually like the Helm of Dom as well, so because he creates pressure and I can farm. Then you go to the position for no, I like the Mars and the Pangoliers and the Sladas. They help me get kills, you know. Every single position player will tell you a different thing.
What about you, Winter? What do you like?
I like the Helm, hands down, because I'm a Pulse 5 player.
And you wanna just sit back and chill and farm in AFK?
Of course, who doesn't want to farm?
Well, not everyone that you mentioned. Spirit Form being used here to try and counteract the push coming in from the Terrorblade and the Warlock. They use the Golem, and you really want to be converting this into an objective, but that's one of the benefits of the Kotl. We rarely ever see this hero, but it's so
Keep
good
the
at de-pushing.
catapult alive, Mike. Keep the catapult alive. Oh no.
Doing a pretty good job so far. Noob's gonna TP back in, and that should be the push wiped out.
It's good damage. The tower is almost dead now. The next time that happens again, it is gone.
Both the teams happy to just kind of chill out and farm, similar to game number 1.
Yeah,
Although
I mean, it's very similar setup, Mike. There's a
Yeah.
TV, like a lot of ghost pushing, and there's a Kotl underlord. Oh no, here we go. Triple S is here. No,
Nice
no
pick.
daggers, so he can't get in range. I mean, there's 5 heroes here.
Squadix barrel strike forward. They get a second kill onto Noob. That is going to be painful. He just died a minute ago, not even needing to use the arena and the TP back to mid lane to defend it for the Sand King. Nice early game rotations
I
from
want
One
to say
Win.
that's not so bad for Nigma. They're farming all 3 lanes.
Okay.
And here we get to see Sumail on the DK. This is the build I mentioned to you yesterday. Don't rush dagger, buy armlet and farm first. You play him like a carry.
Yeah. Then you get 2 carries in your team. The TA2000 Abaddon as well as Sumail coming out from the
2
lane.
is better than 1, you know, most
True.
of the time.
Even after you sunder Sumail and kill him off, you still have the Abaddon to back you up, etc.
Yeah. Underlord is also kind of a carry, you know, with this facet. Demon's Reach. A mini Sven, I would say.
A mini Sven without God strength.
Okay, maybe not mini Sven, okay.
I was trying to give you a little bit of credit. I'm trying to salvage the situation for you. But
Alright.
yeah, I'd say mini Sven without God strength, right?
A
Because
Sven
he
with
can.
no God Strength, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. That's. Well, I think we can agree on that one. So, how are we feeling about each team's chances going into the mid game? Does any particular team want to push the issue? Because the way I'm seeing it, you got semi-cores on both sides. You got great scaling. I don't think anyone really wants to force anything.
I think one win you want to force, you have a very good mid-game timing. But if you go into ultra late game territory, then I have no idea, because they have 3 carries in my opinion. Underlord, DK, and Abaddon.
True. I mean, late game, the pits get so disgusting with the Aghanim's and whatnot. They're gonna put Squadix to work. Not sure whether that smoke was spotted out by the ward in the river, but Omar's gonna get found. Slightly off the mark, but that's the blink reveal from Swedenstrong. Nice little sharpshooter to the low ground, but that will not bail him out. It does reveal the presence of 4 heroes here for 1 win, and that will allow TA2000 to TP to safety.
This just feels like the first game already. Nigma is going to be playing the map. 1wing is going to be running around, trying to set up kills and remove the heroes that are occupying all the corners of the map, And this game, they have a lot of catch. I think the Tusk, the Mars, the Sanking, they will have triple dagger. It's going to help with the red situation a lot better.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, that might just be the idea behind the Tusk over the Shadow Demon, right? They probably felt at some points in the game that they just were not able to grab on to these Nigma Galaxy heroes and punish them. Tusk, BKB Piercing Sun, Snowball, Shards. It is going to be impossible to get away from him, especially now with this blink. For sure, he'll be hunting for kills around the map.
And their lineup is going to hit like a peak. I don't know, like maybe around 25, 30, 35 minutes with the TB. I think Skadi is the timing where the TB is absolutely going to be like a very, very huge monster against the DK, Underlord, and Abaddon. But then he's going to fall off like, say, around like 45 minutes maybe. Like if it gets longer than that, 45, 50 minutes, then you're going to start to see like the triple strength heroes on Nigma's side getting stronger and stronger. So I think 1 win, they want to take control early. They want to take Tormentor, they want to take Roshan, and they are going to try to, end the game faster.
Such a heads-up play from Triple S backing into the triangle for safety. Senses that there's something amiss.
I mean, there's no one on the map, He doesn't see anything. He just sees like an Underlord that can TP anywhere.
Yeah. No clearer sign that something is happening. The Watcher vision on the high ground while he positions on the low. It's not going to get caught by that. They wanted to use the blink timing for Sumail. They'd have to be brought into the mid lane to defend this as the Metamorphosis is popped. Swedenstrong waiting for his opportunity on the south side. Gotta watch yourself on GH. But get initiated on. Sumail's gonna show himself now. Swedenstrong being caught. Seen through the tree lines. There's Pit coming in as well.
Can he blink?
From the Underlord, he cannot blink.
Okay, no. He can't. That was
really
not a
like
very good position for him to hide though.
Yeah. I don't think he expected them to all be there. But honestly, I like the respect that Nigma Galaxy showed because it could very well have been a Sand King, Mars, and Warlock all outing in and causing chaos, right? If you don't bring enough heroes to that defense, you just lose the fight easily. So even TPing in on the Underlord, I think some people might have thought, oh, it felt a bit excessive, but why not just secure the situation for your team?
Top lane, Sumail jumps in. Good
Setup's
snowball.
there. Perfect. Waiting for it. Sharpshooter off the mark now. They gotta try and commit for the Dragon Knight. He is very tanky. The arena's there. Still very beefy. Can't find an angle for the shield and they'll find 2 kills. Great little setup there from Triple S baiting in the Dragon Knight. Now TA2000 might be in some trouble himself. Borrowed time available, but you don't really want to jump in. There's still a healing that he's gonna get. Where's the rest of the team? Trying to come in and save him now. Portal there. Just not enough damage. You've run out of spells and Swedenstrong now. Will Snowball look for a potential blink out. Noob, need a pit. Found the pit. Putting that Swedenstrong Tusk in the dirt.
I mean, you're starting to see why the Tusk was fake already over the SD. Like, he did so many good things there. He saved the Mars, he delayed his death. I mean, towards the end, maybe he extended a little bit too much, but yeah, it all started because he snowballed safe and they were able to arena and spear the DK back and get the kill here.
And the thing with DK is he is very tanky, but if he's kind of alone and he doesn't really have any backup, he is very easy to kill, especially if you got spells and stuns.
He has no BKB. He's dying to the spells, I think Nigma just needs to sit back and just farm,
Going on the mid lane. I mean, this is a free kill onto Rain, right? How many times have we seen position 5s these days just dying randomly in the mid lane?
I mean, it's also the way he's like pushing out the lanes. You know, sure, there's like a deep outward ward there that you don't really expect. But there are certain habits, right? When you're playing in games like this, like the way you're pushing out the dead farm, you have to be a lot more careful. I think he was a little bit very casual. They just walked out and cast both his spells, and he didn't really try to hide. He was just standing there to get XP, and then he dies.
Yeah, it's one of those things where in the past 10-15 seconds you just saw the DK go down top, right? So you might have misestimated just one small little lapse of focus. You're not really keeping track of the respawn timings. Easy TP to the tier 1 that's still
I mean,
up.
to keep things simple, right? Just don't be greedy.
Yeah,
just don't
true.
be greedy.
I mean, you have no reason to be greedy, especially on the Warlock, right?
Yeah, you just get your spells off and then run away. I think he was just trying to get the XP there. That's why he was greedy. Your job is to shove out the wave. That's it. If you get the XP, it's a bonus. And obviously it's easy for us to say, you know. We have the vantage point here, we are looking at everything. But Dota is all about understanding the rules and obeying them, and then knowing when to break the rules.
That's a lot like life, actually.
Yeah, it is. Thing about Dota is like you need to understand and respect the rules. That's going to get you to a certain level. But when you want to break like the barriers to become the best teams, you gotta know when you should break the rules. If you can only follow rules, I think you're gonna be maybe a mid team, like a mediocre team.
Bro.
Here we go. This is going to be the first big fight for the Tormentor. 20 minutes coming in. Both teams trying to set up.
Smoke's gonna break. Get vision of the DK, but not really a target they want to jump, especially not with their Aegis. K2000 as well, functionally with a second life thanks to the borrowed time. Very awkward for Sweden Strong to pick between these two targets.
Ooh, this is a nice swing around. The Sand King and Mars, they're trying to set up behind. With
There's a scan there though. They know someone's up here. Sumail's just immediately going to blink, force them out. Couldn't cancel the blink in time. Blinks through.
Oh, how is he alive?
Nice
he
spear.
somehow managed to dodge everything.
The tier 2000 taking quite a bit of damage. In comes the Fiend's Gate, but Noob, he's in a very awkward position. Feel like he could have been punished there if he wasn't careful.
Yeah, that is actually huge, you know. Now the Underlord can't really stay on the map to pressure, you know. They're forced to group out here as 5 heroes. 10 heroes, actually.
And Sumail, the key thing is he doesn't have Dragon Form for another 30 seconds. This is peak
Yes,
timing
Aegis.
for one win.
There's still Aegis. He can go in and tank first.
Oh, he might just have to get the catch onto Triple S, starting to do the damage. Trying to bait out a response.
Snowball.
Golem as well as Snowball. Munkushi starting to beat into Sumail, but again, like you mentioned, it's the Aegis. Now Nigma Galaxy can bide their time and wait for a chance to
here comes the
reinitiate,
Epi.
but he could be in some trouble. Epi's gonna come through, BKB is there as well. Sumail, he might just have bitten off a bit more than he can chew, and TA2000, he'll take so much damage even in the borrowed time. Sweden Strong will hold him in place, but they don't have any additional stuns. Triple S is a bit too low to keep this fight going though. Both teams backing off for now.
They still can't do the Tormentor, Mike.
They can't.
They're too low.
You gotta wonder what the
this-
plan was there for Nigma, because like I said, no Dragon Form, even though you have the Aegis, okay, then you tank a death and then you die a second time, what now?
Yeah, their lineup just needs more time, you know, to be ready. And Sumail choosing to sacrifice himself, you know, so that they can defend the Tormentor here. If they can actually get the Tormentor, I think it's worth it.
They're rushing it. They know that one win have moved out to the other side of the
Sweden
map.
Strong, he's trying to steal it!
He can't make it. He can't make it. It was a very, very close attempt there. Gotta respect the balls on Sweden Strong, but he's gotta pay with it for his life.
That was a good attempt. Very good attempt.
He almost got
Yeah.
that too. I wonder if we're gonna get a replay of that, because if he jumped in and like Walrus punched the Tormentor, I think he actually secures it. Let's have a look. Oh, what pushes him away there? What was that?
Blinding light. The Kotal blinding light.
GH coming in clutch again, my goat.
And DK gets the shot. Gaben understands this is all happening because the DK sacrificed himself initially.
Yeah.
So he is granted the shot.
Nice little bit of farm speed. Noob.
Why
Has he
doesn't it
overstayed?
happen to me, Mike? When I do something nice, oh hang on. Oh no, no.
They,
You know, when I do something nice around the Tormentor, I sacrifice myself so my teammates get the Tormentor. I never get the shot. Ever.
I don't know what to tell you, Winter. Maybe you should just buy it yourself. We are support players after all. You can't be too sad. I mean, this Fireball is going to ramp up Sumail's ability to farm the map and just push out these waves. It's extremely useful. Omar's already bought his as well, so I guess your alternative would be 2 charges of the Solar Bind on GH. Also nice, but, you know, you'll always give the priority to your mid laner. Sumail, my god. Sumail, my king.
Especially Sumail.
Yeah,
Brother.
in his name. And
king.
you would mind, but that's probably why you're not on Nigma Galaxy and GH is, right? GH is like, yes, please take everything. I'm good, bro.
Are you saying I would mind if I'm in his position? Are you crazy?
I mean, I don't know. You just made a
You
big
think
deal
I'll
out of
tell
losing.
Sumail, hey, I want the last hit, I want the shot. Give me the egg. Bro.
Yeah, you go up to him, you say, don't you know who I am? I'm Winter Dota. I've been around before you were born, brother. Oh, we'll see it closer. Oh, yeah, the blinding light.
You know, I may like farming, but I'm not gonna take anything away from Sumail, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm farming creeps away from someone, when I'm taking something away from someone, I look at that someone first and decide whether it is worth it, you know.
Sure.
I can promise you, if that someone is Sumail, I'm just going to be quietly giving all the lanes and all the last hits and everything to him.
Yeah.
Period.
All
If that someone happens to be some friend of mine that's playing Venom and said, obviously I'm not gonna give that someone any last hits, you know.
Yeah, and this is why we don't play games together, brother. But on a separate note, speaking of Sumail, if I was a burglar, okay, if I was trying to steal someone's wallet and I reached into this person's pocket, grabbed the wallet, and then the person turns around and it's Sumail, I think I would just give the wallet back and apologize.
No, you got this wrong, Mike. If I were a burglar,
Okay.
and I wanted to steal any one of the pro players' wallet, I would steal CTY's wallet because he's known to keep a huge amount of cash, you know, at hand.
Okay, look, that's a deep reach here. Most of the people
Bro,
watching,
you know
most of the
how much
people
go-
watching don't even know who the hell CTY is. Okay, that's a deep
There's two
reach.
players that always keep a huge amount of cash at hand.
Why are you revealing their secrets?
CTY and Mushi, because they don't spend their gold in the game, you know. They just somehow keep 10k gold.
Wait, do you
and then
mean in the game or like in
bro,
real
in
life?
in the game, bro.
Okay, just checking.
Not their literal wallets, you know. It's in the game here.
I thought you were going around wallet checking people at the lands, bro. I don't know what you're saying.
Bro. I thought you watched Dota 10 years ago.
Oh,
So
yeah,
so
my bad,
basically,
sorry.
the carries would just sit there, the anti-mages, you know, they farm. Somebody's buying butterfly, then they decide to buy their item, you know.
I can respect that.
Or you have CTY, you know. Have you not heard of his mad scientist meme? There's this one game. He bought his battle fury, sold his battle fury, bought his battle fury, sold his battle fury, bought his battle fury, sold his battle fury. Like literally 3 to 4 times in one single game. Because he couldn't decide what to buy.
Why the hell did he do that? I feel
Because
like Dota players
because
back
they're
then got
losing-
away with so much
I
shit. bro.
don't remember exactly what he was changing. He was like swapping out items left and right, like some mad scientist. you know.
Was it like a super giga late game type situation?
Yeah,
Or-
of course, bro.
Okay.
Like it's like early game. Like I
Right.
don't know,
Sorry,
like,
I should have known
he-
that. My
bro,
bad.
his build was like Battle Fury and Hyperstone and Offering. You know, like that was his build. Like he would build to farm the fastest, not join any fight. So you will never see the guy until he's finished farming. And then he
Gone-
would keep everything in his wallet, thinking that there's interest. You know.
Do you think they should add that as a concept? Like if you just
No.
imagine. The more
Imagine
gold
every
you.
carry player not buying items,
Oh
not trying
my
to end the
goodness.
game because they're trying to get the interest.
That's
that
kind of
Gaben is
hilarious.
giving
That's a
them.
brand new way of like setting up toxic behavior to be encouraged in the game. You just see a like anti-mage with like 0 items and he's like, I'm waiting for my 60-minute timing. When this
Imagine-
interest hits, it's gonna go
he
crazy.
has a Midas and Battle Fury, that's it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't
You
mind.
gotta have the efficiency. You can't have 0 items.
I feel like Dota 2 has gone through so many funny little patches and additions that I feel like at some point, if they added that, I would just laugh and enjoy it for maybe the 1 month that it's in the game before it, of course, gets patched out. They still find a way to add novel things to the game even after all these years, and I think that's kind of what makes it still very exciting for us all. I can't complain.
You were complaining every game. What do you mean you can't complain?
Well, if we put a poll to the audience and asked who complained more, I think I know the answer, Winter, so I wouldn't
No, you don't.
I wouldn't set that situation up for myself if I were you. Alright, we've deviated a little bit from the current game state. Let's focus up here. What is the current state for each side? What are they waiting for?
We deviated because the state of the game did not change.
Okay.
Both sides are trying to vibe for some advantage on pick-off, fighting for map supremacy, trying to get more real estate. And we see Nigma using the gates now. They're moving towards the bottom side with the underlord ulti ready. I want to see some cool moves, you know, from this Fiend's Gate.
Yeah. We saw it being used pretty effectively in some of our previous series. The deep ward is going to spot out Squadix. A bit too far from the rest of them. Sumail and Omar can't quite catch up.
Yeah, Nigma somehow slowly but surely built up some lead in this game, you know. As I said, you know, late game, ultra late game, I would favor their cause, you know, Underlord, DK, and Abaddon.
What about the supports though? The Tusk somewhere down the lines gets an Agonist.
Tusk,
That's pretty
Warlock.
solid.
Tusk Warlock against Hoodwing and Kotal. I think Kotal takes it, you know. Kotal is just like, insane, you know, that game.
Yeah, that's true. Agonims is a really, really big deal. Just lock up that TB.
I mean, it's also the fact that you look at the heroes that he can chakra, right? It's like Underlord is like a great chakra hero. Like having multiple firestorms and pit in a team fight, it's gonna win you the team fight.
I think I'm just a bit worried because I feel like this Terrorblade is going to reach a point where he is very difficult to burst down. And then once he gets to that...
He is already at the point, Mike. He has Skadi now.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of referring to the level 25 talent if he gets there, right?
Oh.
The Sunder cooldown. Like, if you don't burst through him, he's just going to get Sunder after Sunder after Sunder. And it's like, what do you do then?
I mean, there's going to be Orchid, right? Bloodthorn on Abaddon.
Yeah, and a Manta on the Terrorblade.
I mean, you're not going to have Manta all the time, bro.
That's true. We'll see.
Are
if
you
it
going to save
ends up-
your Manta just for the Orchid, and then when other debuffs land on you, you know, the pit, the solar
I
bind
guess
and
so.
everything else, then
I
you
guess
don't want
so.
to use your Manta? You're just
Maybe
gonna
you're hoping
hold
for
it?
like a Lotus Orb from one of your teammates. Right now, it's one win out on the prowl. Smoke move up. Their time to try and strike. Like you mentioned, very quiet mid-game here as both teams trying to jockey for position, get a pick off, and maybe head into that Roche pit. Smoke's gonna break Omar over the tree line. He try and blink and get vision somehow. They place a ward down, spotting out Sumail in the lingering vision, but
Nigma is just showing a level of finesse that one win doesn't have right now. They're getting small but very, very useful advantages, right? Always pushing out the waves and then farming more efficiently around the map. And now they're going to smoke after breaking the enemy smoke. They're running up into a position. Do they have an observer ward? Nope. No observer ward. Actually, no.
oh, Triple S is in a
Hoodwing has
really
one.
good spot
Omar
to
has
break the
one.
smoke though.
They need to place a high ground ward for this to work.
No, but now it's retreat because Sumail, he's been spotted. K2000's got the Blink Orchid, so he can maybe catch one of these supports by surprise. They don't really have defensive items on Squadix, Rain, or Sweden Strong.
I mean, they both have Gilgard, so they might survive.
Okay, yes. And the Baron's pretty quick himself
Why
too.
do you sound like it's hopeless? You know, you sound like the Gilgard ain't gonna do shit here.
It's gonna do a little bit. I don't know whether it's gonna save them because it doesn't dispel the silence. So it's not like the Tusk can
Yeah,
snowball.
it gives
like-
them. No, the slow resist is actually nice, so you can run away from Abaddon.
Yeah, 50% slow resistance. I wonder whether that's gonna be enough. Bot lane,
Here we go.
a bit of
Fight,
action.
finally.
Snowball, not even needing to save, just rolling towards Sumail, but now you're gonna be in an awkward spot. Sweden Strong trying to turn around, but the Gale Guard, unfortunately, there's a pit right where you're standing.
Big
Triple S
arena.
coming in with the BKB arena, catching two, and Munkushi beating into Sumail, but it's an easy disengage for now. They're just blinking out back to safety. Now you can
Where's
just
the
back
catch?
off, wait out the
They
meta,
need
you're gonna
stuns.
try. Sweden Strong has bought back into the game to try and catch Noob. It's a full focus onto the Underlord. Snowball as well, but a beautiful
Still alive.
pushback. Is it going to be enough? The
force
force
stuff.
away, he's saved. They got Noob out of trouble. Great set of plays from the Nigma supports to help their offlaner out.
Yeah, guess what, Mike? The Gear Guard saved his life. It's better
Who?
than Glimmer Cape.
Oh, on Underlord.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Didn't save the tusk though, unfortunately, but... It's kind of crazy this game for Nigma as well, right? Just because of the Skadi.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite neutral items. I love it.
And far from over though, as both teams still need to try and punch a hole. I think pressure's on one win especially, but a little bit difficult to do so without your metamorphosis.
Yeah, and you look at this lead, growing and growing because they have this Underlord hero farming globally. Like 1 win, they are only accruing farm on the TB. The rest of the heroes are not exactly farming. No kills are happening, but the lead is just growing and growing.
We didn't even mention the Noob Agonyms before he joined that fight just now. We saw the pit, but he's also working his way towards what might either be a Lotus, AC, or Shiva. So there's a plate mail in the inventory.
Yeah, it's interesting also. He has actually chosen to go for the Firestorm cooldown instead of the Pit of Malice low. So he wants to, I guess with the quarter, so you always have the Firestorm, is that why? I mean, I guess it's also really good against the TB illusions.
True, yeah. I mean, his whole gameplay so far has been splitting the map and pushing, so maybe that's why.
Oh, Sumel, AD rune, he's gonna go. He
Jump
finds
up
the
onto
mouse.
Triple S, they find him and eliminate him instantly. Noob with the second pit, no defensive items for Squadix, having to Burrow Strike away. Just
Yeah,
like
one win
that.
is just getting outplayed, They are getting moved around the map, and Enigma using the creep waves and the map pressure and the wards, because you're pushing the creep waves, it allows your supports to place. Like, look at all these wards, around the midsection and the jungle and all. This 3 wards. Just giving the vision they need for this Roshan.
I forgot the banner in the pit. Who cares?
If you let it sit in the pit, it will eventually become 2.
No, we're back to the topic of interest again. It turns out some of these teams don't really give a shit about the Roshan's banner. I'm not sure whether you watched the new ESL 1 Unmuted, but Ducalis and no one were absolutely shitting on that item. They were like, why the hell do we even need this? It's such garbage. I just left
I
it
don't
in the
have a
base.
slot, right? It says. Whatever.
Yeah, like, I don't want to waste slot on that.
We need a dedicated slot for banner.
For Roshan, okay. Alright. More quality of life, I guess. Augmenter getting sneaked away by the Terrorblade and gang. So you get the Ice Shard, which is very, very nice for deep pushing.
And it's slow as well. It's a lot of damage if you can't actually get out of it.
I think it just further helps the Terrorblade do what he wants to do, right? You want to keep heroes in place. You want the Terrorblade to be able to auto-attack them freely. I love this build a lot from the Mars, going for the Nullifier. Oh, the Lotus Orb completion being delayed by the courier going down. That's a bit unfortunate. There's no Ghost Scepter or anything, but the Nullifier is going to take away the Solar Crest, all these auras coming out from the Underlord as well. Very, very useful. Now, Nigma Galaxy on your front door. What's the vibe here? What's the plan?
No glyph.
No
There's
glyph.
no glyph.
Indeed, and it's looking like an easy Rex, unless one win have something to say about this. Sending the Terrorblade Illusions in to deal with the useless-ass banner. There we go.
Oh, Sweden strong. He's
Sweden
caught.
strong. Not what you want. Sumail
Not
just
so
pops the
strong
BKB, turns around and fights. And will be able to just walk out of the arena. The Baron can just have his ultimate pop. It's not too big of a deal because you've seen the Metamorphosis on the Radiant side. Just disengage, reset, and try again.
Yeah, wait for your next Dragon Palm. No need to rush. Nigma is just slowly but surely choking one win, out of this game. They're doing a really, really good job just being really patient with their macro play.
Yeah. A lot
I mean,
sharper
one win-
than some of the series that we've seen them play before, and I think it's a good sign if you're hoping that Nigma are able to make a comeback.
Yeah, 1 win is still trying to find an opening here.
Oh,
Triple
Ward
S.
on the high ground.
He finds
Finds
GH.
GH on the back line. Huge barrel strike onto 2. Noob looking to be in trouble as well. They've already eliminated the Keeper of the Light, but Sumail actually jumping in. They want to try and fight. Noob is being kept alive. The spear won't finish him off because of the pipe, and they can't get him. How has he lived there? What a decision there from Nigma Galaxy to jump in and try and bail him out.
Yep, time to use your Fiend's Gate to go home and regen.
8 more seconds until that's available, but they just want to push the issue. They know there's no more Sand King. No arena as well. Golem was used at the previous instance. Should be a very easy Rex, maybe even 2. No Metamorphosis, 29 more seconds. Got the Warriors punch out onto TA2000, but now focusing onto Munkushi. Being pulled back into the pit. Munkushi is dropping very low. Needs a Sunder target. Manages to Sunder his own ally. So close there. Couldn't turn towards Sumail because he knew the Dragonite still had the BKB available.
Yeah, game would have been over. He didn't have buyback there.
Yeah. Even when your Sand King's back, he doesn't have the ultimate just yet. This is looking like a second lane of Rags. One little slip up. It's all it takes for Nigma Galaxy to take advantage. They are playing on point this game. Very few mistakes and very little things you can point to. In terms of individual or team side errors, the macro play, the map play, the warding, the discipline, it's all there. It's what you want to see.
I mean, at least the Aegis is gonna run out. Like, I think One Win has one more fight in them. They can't afford to make any mistakes.
You're in a bit of a
You
weird
see
one
here-
there. You're not really sure what the plan is. Like, you're gonna Warriors punch the Abaddon and then what? Like, was Triple S ever supposed to follow
No, they
up?
have to. I think they have to spear the DK because the DK is always hitting the tower. They have to spear someone into the base.
Yeah.
Like every fight doesn't really feel like it started that way. They just initiated and didn't really reposition someone into the base.
Yeah, looking for those spear backs into a compromising position and force Nigma Galaxy into an awkward
You
spot.
force them to come in and save the target, and then the Sand King will just epi the backlines.
I haven't seen an epi in a hot minute. I mean, they tried to use it to eliminate Noob there, but this Underlord proving to be such a valuable pick. All the auras coming up, completely negating so much of the Sand King's damage. That's kind of one of the things I wish we had, a way to see how much damage you're negating through your items or your auras, because I know at the end in the damage graph it says like blocked, but it doesn't really attribute it to the right person, right? It shows that you reduced how much damage off of Noob's type, for instance.
I mean, if
Right,
I'm choosing to see that and to see the neutral item choices of the players, I would choose to see the neutral item choices of the players.
Can't be too greedy, right?
I'm
Can only
sorry,
ask for
Mike.
one thing at a time. It's fine. I get it.
There you go.
Big
Arena.
fight. Sand King, he does not stand a chance. The arena comes out, but it will just mean they're deaf. TA2000 still having that second life. Noob in trouble, but able to get Aphotic shielded up. Still surviving for a moment, but not long enough. He will finally go down. The full team wasn't ready to help him. GH was nowhere to be found. And One Win, they're able to finally find at least a trade.
I mean, this is, I feel like, as strong as the Terrible is gonna get, you know. Any other item that he's still gonna buy after this is not exactly gonna change the matchups anymore. I think he's already at his peak. I mean, he's probably gonna be able to get an Aghanim. I think that's pretty much it. Hurricane Pike. I mean, you see
See
the
a
problem,
replay
right?
of that fight.
TB is the only one that can actually deal damage, and if he's not dealing enough damage, then it's gonna be really, really difficult. When you see Nigma, they have multiple heroes being able to dish out damage to kill heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, the longer the
And-
game goes, it's just gonna get more difficult for One Win right now. I mean, I
The
know I
most
mentioned
important part
I
is
I really like that draft, but it's already past their expiration date. I'm afraid with their lineup.
I mean, one of the things is also the fact that the Sand King hasn't really scaled or gotten as much farm as we would like.
Yeah, that too. That is actually pretty true.
If
You wanna-
this is a
you wanna
Sand King
get,
that's
like-
kept up, it's a different story. Bushwhack is there and he's just such an easy kill, right? Like they make it look simple, and now they're onto the Rags. You don't have
He
your
has
mid
no
laner.
buyback, Mike.
He does not, and now you have a pit that you're dealing with on the back line. Your support is in trouble. Nice little ice shots to try and keep him safe, but really he's going nowhere. And now you've lost the Warlock, you've lost the Sand King. Those are your two big AoE team fighters. Noob is gonna snatch away the gem from the courier as well. You're trying your best on Munkushi, and the triple S to split push the mid wave, but that's not enough. They're banging on your front door right now. Buyback from the Warlock, still no golem available. You gotta jump through, double spear, that's pretty nice. She's starting to blast away, but there's to keep out the light agonyms. Noob, he's in some degree of trouble, but TA2000 able to blink away, and a buyback for the Warlock. Sumail's coming back in. So much damage onto Sweden Strong, and now onto the Mars as well. Munkushi's trying his best, the AD rune doing its work. TA2000 though, it's the borrow time, the Abyssal Blade. They control up Munkushi, and he does not stand a chance. He just gets right-clicked down by the dual carries of Nigma Galaxy. No underlord, no problem. They make them pay for it big time. Munkushi buying back, but he's the only defender here as Nigma Galaxy will go up to Mega Creeps. And it looks like they might just end this game number 2.
Might see a little bit more of a resistance from the Sand King here. It still has epicenter. He's going to be looking for a Quarter or Hoodwink, I presume, to try and kill them before he calls GG.
K2000 doesn't have the borrowed time. You don't have the BKB on this Dragon Knight. I feel like this is the best opportunity you're gonna get. You try something. Sweden Strong back in the fray as well. 3v5 situation. This is the best case you're gonna get. You try and find an angle. Try and find an epicenter. Illusions are starting to scout. The blinks around. The punch is there. Sweden Strong starting with his own BKB, but he is melting so quickly, going into the snowball. This is not what you want. You're barely scratching them. This is not the Sand King performance that OneWin were hoping for. And with that, they will lose their Terrorblade as well. He just gets bushwhacked up, and GG is called. OneWin unable to form any sort of resistance. Looks like that game 1 took a bit too much gas out of them, while Nigma Galaxy, they were full steam ahead. Somehow, some way, even after the madness